Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. The panel, the UFC 297 panel, hosted by 138 MMA and his co-host, the Couch Warrior, Mike.
Yes, sir.
We also have Blood Money MMA bets on this live stream here, and we will be soon joined by TB Scouting from Chronic Combat Conversations as he finishes up his current live stream on his channel. So don't disappear on us now if you're already in our chat. He's just going to have to miss out on a few of you guys. It's okay. However, I'm sure many more of you will join very soon. He is almost done with his stream. So anyway, folks, we are here. We're going to break down all the fights on UFC 297. It's going to be a great time. You guys are going to have a blast. But for those of you in the chat, we need some help. The panel is a great name. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate it. I'm not against it. But we're looking for some names, some options, just in case we decide to change it. There are maybe some possibilities. I'd love to see some. Did someone say Mr. Pay-Per-View? Yes, that's right. We're already getting comments in the chat. Guys, it's good to see all of you. We've got classical Andrew doing the thing. He was first in the chat. It was wonderful. We've got AJ. AJ's here. He's surprised by my doing a late show. Dude, I was too. I actually had to message him, make sure he wasn't getting up at like 3 in the morning because I would have felt bad.
Yeah, I'm making an exception for y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna be tired. I'm usually in bed by 8:30. It's not good, but I changed my schedule now, and I'll start working like midnights and days, so then I'll be a little more used to staying up. But I just haven't had to work the midnight part yet. So
you're just working all over the place then?
Yeah, well, I work Friday and Saturday morning, and then Sunday, Monday night. So that's 2 days awful. And then 2 nights. Yeah, but it's gonna work better with what I need to do because I did work days and I didn't get nothing done during the day, like Monday through Thursday. I'd get up at 3:30 in the morning and get home at like 6:30, eat, go to sleep, and I couldn't do nothing them whole 4 days. And then like I would use Saturday, do a show, and then watch UFC and stuff. Now at least on Saturday, like I'll go work in the morning, come home, and then I'll watch UFC, and it doesn't really take one of my days off and stuff like that. And
that's good.
But yeah, it's gonna be tough. And I get paid more. I get paid a lot, like a decent amount more for doing this shift, like 10% more on Monday and Thursday, and 25% more.
Rightfully so. At least you get paid,
Sunday, so I like it.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. So we got Blood Money because of that, because he's got a great schedule that is now working for him.
Yep.
That's it. And then we got Effie down there. Effie's the man. If you're not Effie, you're silly. That guy's fantastic. Sure, he had a rough time last week. Don't give him too much of a hard time. It's because he didn't tail my bets. I understand. It's okay. Effie's great.
I got smacked last week too. It's all good.
There you go. See, Effie and Mike
was tough.
Dude, I didn't think so. I thought last week was like I was looking at that for the whole time we had the break, and I was like, this is like the easiest card we've had in ages.
I did too. I won too. I was trying to be nice, Tyler.
Maybe I'm just a dick, but like apparently all of Twitter had trouble too. Like most of Twitter was just like, man, we get bad.
I got smacked on 2 bets. Waldo Cortez Acosta knockout,
I couldn't believe that Arlovski. I mean, Waldo didn't try to knock him out that much, but bro, he hit him with like 8 shots that whipped Orlovsky's head back that I thought would have took him out. I had a regular bet
if you
on
would
him,
have just thrown like a little bit more.
I don't know what you had on. I was on the over.
You had the over? Yeah.
I had the
over.
You
love here's what Waldo does. He fights hard in the first round, takes the second round off, and wins the third round. Like that's what he's done in all of his fights because I think he's probably worried about getting gassed out. But he tried to finish Arlovsky in that first round, remember, and he grabbed him, started hitting him, but just didn't work out.
Yeah, and then I got cooked. I got Nolan super early. I got him at -162.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's a decent line for him. Like,
I didn't touch Nolan at all though.
I can't cash CLV to save my life, dude. Bro. I only do well when I get reverse CLV. That's when I do.
Yeah, I don't like when I bet stuff and I don't mind with Malcolm Gordon because he's gonna win, but like I don't like when all the action goes. I kind of like it when it goes the other way for some reason, but
right. Well, because then you got everybody against you, and then when it hits, you're like, I'm a genius. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That happens sometimes. That was like me with Jekka, you know what I mean? Where everybody was like, oh, Jekka's going to lose.
Jekka round 1 plus 2,600, baby. Let's go.
Damn,
dude, I was telling everybody, Jekka's knocking him out in the first round. I was confident.
I didn't think he would do it, but like, I'm not going to play that number for his win condition.
I knew he would do it. That dude hits like a truck. Dude hits so hard, as we saw. And he was at like a weight class he should be at now. So, But all that said, Effie's in the chat. We mentioned that. We got. Oh, there you go. Check that shit out. Look at that. Cody's got the coolest shirt on. If you guys haven't purchased yourself a 138 MMA shirt, I don't know what you're doing. We still
Let's
got 2
go.
spots left, guys. Okay, I'm gonna get a little plug. We're still waiting on TV, so we got a moment, guys. Purchase a shirt. We're having a tournament to get you a free copy of World of Mixed Martial Arts 5. Plus, you get a dope shirt, right? You get a really cool shirt. It's gonna be nice. You can pick whatever color you want. It's got my face on it, so it's gonna be actually kind of ugly. But hey, that's kind of the in style. Just have like a really abrasive shirt. Am I right? But so you're gonna want to get one, and then you're gonna pick a lightweight, any lightweight in the world. They don't have to be in the UFC. So far, not everybody's picked a UFC lightweight. One of them is a retired lightweight because it was a buddy of mine that hasn't watched UFC in ages. But either way, so BJ Penn is entered. I'm going to throw that out there.
BJ Penn's entered the chat.
Correct.
Okay.
But either way, so we've got 6 people entered in this 8-man tournament already to win a free copy of World of Mixed Martial Arts 5. If you don't know what World of Mixed Martial Arts 5 is, you can watch my live streams on it. I played it. It's a fantastic game. It's super fun. Also, you can just buy one from the link in the description of this video, actually. And while you're down there, grab yourself a shirt, enter the tournament, win yourself another copy, because why not? We've got tons of options for you in the description. Get yourself a shirt while we're on the stream. You can even drop it in the chat who you select as your fighter. If they're already taken, I'll let you know. But we've got 6 taken. There's still 2 spots left. Anybody in the world that fights at lightweight or can fight at lightweight. They don't have to even be in the division. If you wanted to pick Volkanovski, I'd let you. But either way, there is that. Pink Floyd is in the chat. I love Pink Floyd. Pinky is one of my favorite people because Pinky and I just bond over the fact that there are just too many incels in the MMA community that hate women's MMA. And by golly, I don't. So, and neither does Pinky.
I don't mind it either.
Yeah, I mean, there are way too many incels in the world of MMA. It's weird. Like, especially on MMA Twitter. Guys, go touch boobs. It's okay. Go touch some boobies and just be happy. And if you're going to be sitting there just hating women, you're never going to touch boobs. You what, Mike?
Those are my most profitable bets, the women's fights.
Dude, same. Actually, I've been on a slump lately, but before that last, 3 cards.
I do usually pretty good on them.
I was pretty surprised to see how many people were pissed about Wei Li.
Jan.
What's Jan? Yeah, Wei Li Jan. That's a weird thing to be pissed about. That's a sick fight, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. Be a good fight.
Wei Li probably mops her, but still.
I'm pissed Suarez got hurt, dude.
Yeah, that was a bummer. That was a real bummer. That one.
I had her and Robbie parlayed.
Yeah, that's not. It's not what you want.
Now Dern's coming in.
Yeah, I don't know. Dern. She didn't look very good in her last one, so who knows? Maybe she bounces back. We'll see. Well, I mean, maybe.
You already see the recency bias, though. They already have Dern at like plus 160, 170.
Yeah.
Against Lemos?
Yeah.
I mean, if Dern gets to like a ridiculous number, who knows? But yeah, I don't know. But
here's a weird one I want to ask you guys for this card. Why is Neil Magny knockout only plus 800? Plus 1,000, depending where you look.
You were saying that on your stream last night. I was there. I was cooking dinner, so I wasn't very active in the chat. But like, dude, what was up with that? You and whoever was on your stream.
Yeah, we were trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like they know something. What could they possibly know that we don't hear? I don't know. That would make the knockout prop plus 800 only, but it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems pretty bizarre to me.
What's the sub at?
It's a good question. Let me check. Magny by sub is plus 2,000.
2,000.
I would think you would sub him before you knock him out.
Yeah, what's up
just
here?
Because I would think he don't hit hard enough to really knock him out, and maybe he just gasses him out, beats him down, and then like Malak gives up a sub, or he gets a sub like he did on Rodriguez, or Rodriguez. Yeah,
I'm starting to think you and who was on
Clint,
your channel last night? Clint, that's right. I knew it was. I was like listening and I wasn't watching, but you and Clint are onto something with that. Like, that's weird that the knockout's only plus 800 when it's Neil Magny who just doesn't knock out anybody.
I didn't even think to check the sub prop. Now I want to play it. Plus 2,000, bro.
Well, see, now I want to play the knockout prop because somebody knows something.
Plus 2,000 is what? That's like 4%. That's crazy, bro.
I mean, the value's there.
Yeah, 4.8%. I might have to play that. We'll talk about that fight when we get there. But
yeah, we will. But we've got Jeff in the chat. Jeff's excited to see Mr. PPV. Guess what? Jeff. Mr. Pay-Per-View's here, guys. He's going to crush it. Except for on the best city against me.
I have no fear, Mr. Pay-Per-View's here.
That's right. Derek's down there. Yeah. What's up, MMA family? What's up to you, Derek?
Let's go.
Yo, what's up with Nate Brown though? Why didn't I get a further win?
Yeah, seriously, come on, Nate. What are you doing, dog? I'm just kidding, Nate. You're a nice guy. I like you, Nate.
I thought it was fuck the world. I
Mike.
didn't know it was for the win.
Yeah, for the win. Yeah, I was. Yeah, no, I know what I thought that was. Good job, Nate. You know, way to be here, man. And Max always a lightweight now. Nate Brown, let me tell you something. What you can do, you can go get yourself a shirt. The link is down there in the description of this video. I'm pretty sure it's just 138mma.company.site. So you can click that, type it into your browser, whatever you got to do, get yourself a shirt. If you want to pick Max Holloway, I'd sure let you. He could be your entrance into the tournament. You can win yourself a copy of World Mixed Martial Arts 5, and you can have a good time playing it along. You don't have to watch me play it and just wonder, like, oh, man, I wish 138 MMA would match up these guys. You can do it yourself, man. That'd be great. So go ahead and get yourself one. That sounds fantastic. Oh, here we go. Nate's apologized. He said he's sorry he didn't recognize. It's okay, Nate. We probably forgive you.
Oh, I was muted. I was saying I was just playing, Nate. It's all good, bro.
There you go. Mike still likes you, bro. It's all good.
Johnny got me down there. You see Johnny?
There
Johnny
you go. We'll get to Johnny in a second. I like Johnny a lot. But we've got Effie back here. He's looking for Loma Lookboo and me, who's the GOAT. She's fighting soon, I think.
Who's she fighting?
Bruno Brazil.
Yes, Bruno Brazil. That's right. That's coming up in what? A week or 2 weeks? Or
3
not?
weeks.
Wait, no, that's
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. Let's see. We got Nate back. He says, let's see. Most money making women was when the stripper girl was beating. Oh, dude.
He's talking about what's her face, right?
Demopoulos is she's legit, dude. Like, I'm always rooting for Demopoulos. Like, I've said it many times when I make my videos. My buddy Zeke was like her first jiu-jitsu coach. So I always just root for Demopoulos. And that's like her skill that she's good at, other than just getting hit, I guess. But like, so I do root for her. She's she's cool, but all right, we got Pinky's counting down the days as well. Effie gets it, you know what's up. And then we got Johnny repping it down here. I do know Johnny also purchased a shirt. He's got himself entered. He's in the tournament. He's going to have a great time because, hey, if his guy wins, guess what? He gets a copy of World of Mixed Martial Arts 5 for free on the house because of your boy, 138 MMA. So looking out for everybody. Johnny
You picked Charles freaking Oliveira, huh?
That's who we picked. Yep.
Imagine that. I got Islam, so.
That's right. I mean, you were first, so you got the first pick of the litter, the best one in the house.
I didn't know. I thought it was active because if it wasn't active, I'm going to Khabib.
Yeah, but see, you don't want to like pick a retired guy because like they do like their stats go down as they're retired. So like the dude that picked BJ Penn is going to get BJ Penn in the last version we saw of him probably.
Clay Guida.
Yeah,
Clay Guida, he got beat up.
So it'll be like horrible. So like I don't know if that's a good move, but I guess technically you could still pick him.
I like Charlie Olives. I just got to give my boy some crap.
Okay. I don't know what's going on over there, but apparently that Chilean Roberts jacuzzi is open.
Dude,
so
people got to. Did you guys see my post?
No.
I just posted a regular ass bet on her and made the mistake of putting a picture. 10 bookmarks.
Nice.
Was it a jacuzzi pick?
Nope. Her on a chair.
Smoking a Johnny.
Mm-hmm. I was like, you guys are disgusting. Like, what the fuck is this?
Where's the action at? Guru sent him. Okay. Oh, here we go. We got the man, the myth, the legend. What's up, TB?
Yes.
How you doing?
Ooh.
Made it. We're here.
You made it.
If
just
you buy
in time.
Chronic Combat, you know we are ready for a good time.
Heck yeah, brother. I'm sure you've already talked about all these fights in depth. So, I caught a little bit of it while I was cleaning up the gym, but here you are. You're back. I didn't catch all of them, so that's going to be good. I'll get some fresh takes as well. We're just running through the chat quick, and then we're going to take it off. We kind of just were spitballing since we were waiting on you, but here you are, so we don't need to wait much longer. We're going to cover the quick stuff here. Johnny's happy about Charles. Yeah, I know, brother. I know. What else we got here? Bunny Hunter's down in the chat. God bless Sean Strickland. The interview was pretty funny, actually. I did agree. What do we got here? We want to talk shit on Patreon, dude. They always do, but like. I got to be honest, Angela's trying to bury the hatchet, I think, because he bought one of my T-shirts. And I was
no way.
I'm not even kidding. I'm dead serious.
Oh, my God. That's like,
what's up with this?
That's like if my version of Angelo decided to send me a tip or something during one of my videos.
Dude, yeah, I'm like, is he screwing with me? Like at first when he was like, yo, send me the link so I can buy one of your T-shirts, I was like, you're fucking with me. But I'm like, all right, I'll still do it because why wouldn't you? Bought one. So he's in the tournament too. Who knows? Yeah. But let's see. Islam smash your boy Johnny. That's funny. Oh, dude, yeah, Andre Arlovski. Yeah, I didn't tell you guys. We got Andre
Wow.
Arlovski on the panel this week. So
Coming
good
up.
to know.
I won a round.
Bro, why couldn't you go out and let me cash my bet? Why couldn't you just lay down?
Chin held up.
Gigantic.
Arlovski should have got the
start
split
capping the
decision.
beards.
I would not have liked that.
Jeff knows what's up. Jeff knows what's up on that one. Here we go. We got the 4 horsemen of the bookie apocalypse. That's right. That is right. All right, guys. We've been chatting with the chat. It's been great. And real quick, since we've got like 18, 19 of you guys down there, if you didn't hear it at the beginning, we're looking for a potential name to replace the panel. The panel's cool. Don't get me wrong.
Real good.
If you guys can give me a great name, we might have a new name for it, the panel, just something a little bit more catchy, a little more fresh, a little more fly, a little more fun. So a lot of F's in there. So if you guys can give us something great, drop them in the chat. We love it. We're going to go ahead and move on to the fights because that's what we came here to talk about. And we're going to start with the Malcolm Gordon, Jimmy Flick fight. I've got it pulled up on another laptop here, so we're going to bounce back and forth there. And we're going to go ahead and just start this one off with the guy who's been championing the cause of this fight, Blood Money MMA Bets.
Yeah, man. It's a terrible fight, really. It's like 2 not good UFC fighters that are going to fight, but Malcolm Gordon's from Canada, so he got to fight. Jimmy Flick, I don't know if he was really like UFC quality even when he came in at first. He got that kind of lucky win over Cody Durden, I think would happen maybe like 5 out of 100 times. And then he took 2 years off and came back, and he was even way worse than he was before that. So doesn't have good striking, has okay wrestling, especially against guys that can't wrestle at all. And then he's got like pretty slick jiu-jitsu. I'm not going to take away from him with his jiu-jitsu, but it's better if he's on top. Malcolm Gordon, he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He has pretty decent striking. He has pretty good wrestling himself, and he has pretty good cardio. Like I think he has Jimmy Flick covered pretty much everywhere. And then he's got way better cardio where Flick, usually slows way down after round 1. He's pretty much round 1 or bust. You see most of his finish losses are after round 1. I think Charles Johnson might be the only one to finish him in round 1. Most of them's in round 2. But I like Gordon here. I think that the first round, they probably will grapple a little bit, go back and forth. I don't see him getting submitted. And then, he survived with Figueiredo. He was able to pretty much submit Bondar. Like I bet on Bondar that fight, and I know his arm got messed up, but that was because he got put in an arm bar like a little bit before that. Like that's why it wasn't because he just posted up. But so he's dangerous himself. His flaw obviously is his chin, where he can get knocked out. I think he's got 5 KO losses. Well, the good thing about Jimmy Flick is he's got 23 fights and 0 KOs. So he's not very dangerous on the feet. So I don't think he just takes down Malcolm Gordon and subs him in the first round. So I think Malcolm Gordon goes back and forth with him in the first round, takes over in the second and third, and gets him out of there in the second or the third round.
I love it. All makes sense. But here's the real question, guys. Real fight picks. Corolla and a Sentra. Who's who? Who's the Corolla? Who's the Sentra? Because to be honest, the Corolla seems a little more reliable, right? The Corolla doesn't break down. Sentra is like, you're gonna have to replace some parts, you know what I mean? So I'm leaning to pick the Corolla, whoever that may be. So let me know if I need to switch my pick. So Real Fight Picks, I'll be looking for you in the chat to let me know that. Oh, look at that. Look at that, fellas. We got Jeff Belton here, dropping a donation. Jeff, the show is sponsored by you. You are the biggest donor on the chat so far. And by that, you're the only one, but I appreciate it nonetheless. And that is fantastic. Thank you so much. Shout it out to everybody.
Tyler like 7 weeks of lunch.
Dude, what's that?
Yeah, I said he just bought you like 7 weeks of lunch.
Dude, you're not wrong, actually. You're not wrong. $4.99, it goes far around these parts, all right? It goes far. So that's fantastic. Okay, so Blood Money's on Malcolm Gordon. Mike, what about you, brother?
All right, I'll start off with the key rule in MMA betting and probably betting in general. I just don't bet other sports. Don't fade shit with shit. And if you're betting either, like if you did bet either side early on, you were kind of fading shit with shit. At this point, dude, Jimmy Flick is plus 185. If this fight happened before he retired, after that Durden win, or even before the Durden win, after his Contender Series win, promise you the line would look nothing like this at all. Yes, Gordon's only really been knocked out, but he's also been submitted twice. One of them literally by a triangle choke. What can Jimmy Flick do real well? Triangle chokes. Any choke, really. The dude is a stud on the ground. I think he's the better jiu-jitsu guy out of the two of them. I think Jimmy Flick is. The key's more likely to get a submission here than Gordon. Gordon, I can see getting more top control. I can obviously see him having success on the feet, which is crazy to say. It just so happens that Jimmy Flick is not a good striker whatsoever. But at the same time, dude, like, did we all forget Jesus Aguilar and his 0 knockouts going into the Shannon Ross fight? Shannon Ross has a trash chin. So does Malcolm Gordon. So does Jimmy Flick. Either guy can get knocked out, but only one guy is plus 185 here. The other guy is minus 220. So for me, this was a 50-50 fight, maybe 55-45. That's probably a little bit more fair. But now you're giving me about 33% on Jimmy Flick, 30% on Jimmy Flick. I have to play him. I played him small, did 0.6 units on it. Didn't want to put a full unit because obviously I'm not blind. I can see what I'm working with. And again, I'm fading shit with shit essentially. But at least with the good number, it's not 50-50. It's 70-30 essentially is where it's lined at. It's like also like nobody talks about it, but it's not like Jimmy Flick's first fight under the banner. I mean, under the official UFC banner, yes, it was Durden, but he had a Contender Series fight against a guy who was 6-0 at the time, Nate Williams. He's 7-3 now. He's a good grappler, good wrestler with credentials. And what happened in that fight? Dude scrambled like an animal, was able to have his own grappling success, wore him down. Who had the bad cardio there? Where was Jimmy Flick's bad cardio? Wasn't there because he was able to keep it going and he got the round 3 submission. So for me, the main bet that I like, I haven't played it yet. I think I'm going to get to it, though, the over 1.5. I feel like that's a pretty good spot. Just depends what I can get it at. I'm seeing minus 105. That's something I like. I don't think we see an early sub from either side. And I'm really, really not expecting a knockout from either side. And it would probably happen early. So for me, I'm going to go with the over. Probably play that. And I do have Jimmy Flick 0.6 units to win one at plus 175.
Heck yeah, brother. That's you got opposing sides right out of the gate. I love it.
Jimmy
This is good.
Flick is never winning.
So real quick, guys, my dude that runs the Flatland Project, you guys, okay, so here's the deal. If he's a good friend of mine. He's down in the chat. I appreciate the guy. He helps me out a lot. He's always referring people to my actual business that I run, my gym. So if you guys are interested in like TACMed and like CQB kind of stuff, go check out the Flatland Project. It's really cool stuff. They're doing big things. They're doing all sorts of stuff that I can't even I don't know anything about. So, but they're fantastic folks. And if that's the style of stuff that you're into, you're going to need to go check them out. Obviously you can find their YouTube channel here. I know they got like a pretty good Facebook following, but yeah, go give them a like on the Facebook. If you guys are like over 40 and use Facebook, go ahead and give them a like over there. Otherwise, yeah, but they're fantastic folks. So yeah, I had to shout them out. But either way, before I waste any more time, TB, let's hear your opinion. Malcolm Gordon, Jimmy Flick, what do you got, brother?
Listen, I was scared when the line was minus 175 Malcolm Gordon. And now I'm thinking in this economy, we have minus 205 Malcolm Gordon. And it makes me want to throw up right here, right now. I'm going to spare you from that. But what I will tell you is that I've seen Malcolm Gordon not only knocked out, but submitted before. And by triangle. Why wouldn't Jimmy Flick maybe get a flying triangle coming up? But okay, in all seriousness, we are seeing Jimmy Flick out there on the Instagram really training hard for this fight. Shout out John Kelly for the Instagram analysis, but this dude has never posted actively during a training camp. And in fact, didn't even look like he wanted to be there and fight against Charles Johnson. However, I mean, we're seeing some motivated training videos, some posts just finished 2 days, just did this, did that. Shout out John Kelly DFS. That dude was doing the digging here in that plus 170. And the fact that his inside the distance is going to be a stupid number. I'm willing to dig into grandma's couch cushions and I'm going to waste at least 5 cents on it. So do what you will. I recommend staying away from, diseases that you might get from betting this fight at minus 205. But what Cody Blood Money Bets does is set the market. And I don't mind his bet because originally I was almost like Malcolm Gordon, isn't he the better all around guy? But I just,
Dude, Jimmy Flick's the worst.
He is. But honestly, Malcolm Gordon's, the way he got reversed immediately into mount, I am calling out that this guy is a fraudulent black belt. It's not real. Okay. And Jimmy Flick, I at least know, has never been submitted.
Yeah, but the dudes he got submitted by are Albazi and Makayev. We can't act like he got submitted by Joe Schmo or something.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. He just
Jimmy Flick is 20 levels below it.
But Jimmy Flick hasn't been submitted by anybody.
Right.
Well, he hasn't fought Makayev or Albazi.
Fair enough.
That is fair. So listen, I can't argue with your line, Cody. But what I can argue with is people following your line all the way out to minus 205. That's what I can argue. So I will. And I quite frankly would rather not make an official pick on this fight. But, I'm going to just have to do Flick to be that guy. You know what I mean? It's just, I feel like something sketchy is going to happen. And if this isn't James Krause related and it's not a round one finish for Gordon, I just get more scared the more the fight goes on. Because I think Flick is the better scrambler and wrestler.
Okay. I mean, that's all fair. Like, I don't necessarily disagree Okay, here's the deal, guys. First off, Effie's right. Loser leaves town type of fight. I agree. You cut the loser, let him go. And it's nothing personal, but like, come on. You can't be the guy that as soon as you go in, everybody tries to fade you. We got two of them fighting each other, and that's rough. But here's the thing, guys. To make my pick, I don't need to go any further because Real Fight Picks just told me that the Corolla was Gordon. So you know what that means, guys? I said the Corolla is more reliable. I'm taking the Corolla. So I got to take Malcolm Gordon in this fight. Regardless of what I may have thought beforehand, I can't change
Probably
it now.
the best way to pick a side on this fight, honestly. Rather than
seriously, don't do it. Don't pick a side. I honestly, so for me, I bet the under 2.5. So here's the thing. I've got the full Strickland. Here's the thing, you guys.
I like that.
I've got this.
That's the best bet on the card right there.
Book that any fights or any like odds that pop up on what's it called? Best Fight or not Best Fight Odds. What's it now? FightOdds.io. Whatever pops up on there, they usually just like match that. And they put out a line. I don't know if BetOnline actually even had it out. I didn't get a chance to look.
They did, but it was there for like
no time. Yeah, so the under 2.5 at minus 105 or minus 105 in that fight. This book that I have, it's through like a local dude, so we're not gonna say much. But either way, he put it out, and I could only bet a half unit on it. But the under 2.5 is gonna hit. Like, first off, somebody might get knocked out, somebody might get submitted. I don't care. Shoot, these guys could both just collapse in the middle of the cage and just both of them pass out. I don't care. But it's going to hit. I just can't see this fight going to decisions. These two are too breakable at this point in their career. And something I gotta wonder about is how on earth does Jimmy Flick go from being this like super slick, like, hitting flying arm bars and triangles and stuff like that, and like awesome, to like coming back and just being like a shell of himself in almost no time. And it's not like he was taking damage while he was away, but he went from being durable on the regional scene, looking great in his debut, to just looking like he didn't belong there, and it's not even the same guy. Did he get replaced by aliens? Is this another Avril Lavigne thing? Like, what's going on? Like, the next thing you know, somebody's going to tell me he was replaced by Melissa. I don't know. This is weird. Like, I don't know. I think I lost you guys down the rabbit hole there. But either way, I'm going to take the Corolla and Gordon. But yeah, don't pick a side. Play the under and be happy. There we go.
Like Gordon's at least UFC caliber. Like, he's got 2 wins in the UFC, a 3-round win over Figueiredo. He's got where he finished I mean, but these guys are UFC. Like Jimmy Flick, I don't think was UFC quality before, but then he came back. I don't think he's had a single moment in either fight that he was in where he just got beat down. But I think that this is like a good place to make money on Malcolm Gordon, because I don't think Jimmy Flick's like good at all. Like, I don't think he should be in the UFC, really, to be honest. And like, I think this is an easy spot, to be honest.
Yeah, I think like Evie said, the person who loses this one should go. Mikhaev did get his back taken by Gordon. Mikhaev was kind of irresponsible positionally.
Mikhaev was also losing to Tim Elliott.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Tim Elliott's good. But like Gordon's fought all 4 beasts in the UFC, like Hadley, Mikhaev, Albazi, and who was the other one that he lost to? I think he's got another loss, maybe.
Sumaderashi.
Yeah, that's not really acceptable. But I think all of them guys still mess up Jimmy Flick too, though. But like, I don't know. I just think I don't like, if you don't finish Gordon, like, he's actually a pretty good fighter. You've seen against Mikhaev, you've seen against Figueiredo. Like, if he doesn't get, and I don't even think because Jimmy Flick, he's not that flying arm triangle or flying triangle guy. Like, how many of them's he got in his career? He just has that one over Durden. Durden was beating his ass before he got that. I just don't think that dude's like. And then after the retirement, like, he hasn't had one moment in either one of his fights back, ever one moment to be like, damn, all right, he could actually do something. He just got beat down in both fights, like he didn't belong. That's why I just think,
Here's a question: Do you think that Costa and Johnson would knock out Gordon?
Wait, which one? Costa? Who is the other one?
Alessandro Costa.
And Johnson?
I'm pretty confident both of them would.
Johnson doesn't knock out anybody, so no.
Until he fights people with bad chins. He's got power. He's a good striker.
Malcolm Gordon's going to beat fucking Jimmy Flick.
Yeah. Costa would knock out both of them for sure.
Costa's good. I like Costa.
Costa's like pretty decent, yeah.
But I'm saying like Gordon could still have some little moments in them fights, but Jimmy Flick didn't have one. Like, but yeah.
Okay, so realistically though, we can all get on board with the fact that like this fight's probably not going to decision, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say so. I think the under 2.5 is a great bet. Don't get me wrong, but I just mean I don't think it's a hammer or anything. Because look, we're dealing with two extremely low caliber guys, and my point with my line of questioning wasn't even that Flick should be a favorite. That just neither of these guys is UFC caliber. Neither of them is any good, in my opinion. I think they both suck, and because of that, how many times have we seen it? Bad guys versus bad guys and the overs. Seen it plenty of times.
Huh. You got a good point because at heavyweight that happens all the time.
You can't trust either guy.
18 first-round finishes between them, and they've both been finished 12 times between them. Like the odds of this going to this, that would be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm leaning under, but like
I think it's a great bet. And don't get me wrong, I'm just saying don't hammer it. That's my own.
For sure. Oh yeah, max I could bet was a half unit. So
dude, I would put the house. That's like minus 375 right now for that under.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish I could have bet more. I really
That's
do.
a great, yeah. Because I think the under 1.5 is like minus 120. I think now.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Made it in early, man. You can beat them, like save stuff from being a money line to a parlay and stuff like that.
So before we get too deep into the weeds for this flyweight fight that somebody's probably just going to get cut after this, we need to highlight something and then move on to the next one. You got a big fan out there, TB. Somebody says you're the side.
Listen, I do all the hard work, so I'm just saying, if there's someone out there that appreciates it, I appreciate that.
Justice for Guru.
That's hilarious.
Let me tell you.
I saw that. I was like, man.
No.
I hope he's in the chat and sees that and just is like, dude, that teep kick got there. He is. Yep. Here we go.
There he is. Oh no. Oh no. This is awkward.
This is hilarious.
I love
Are you
it.
kidding? Awkward.
I
That's
love
so
it.
funny.
Amazing.
Oh, Guru, you're coming on one of these times soon, probably 301. So mark your calendar, brother, because I already got 299 booked out, and Mike picks all the even numbers. But either way, okay, let's move on before things get too wild here. The chat gets a little heated, but I love it. I appreciate Guru stepping down into the chat, talking with the folks, with the good people, even though a couple of them have been a little hostile towards him. But so next fight. Jasudavicius takes on Priscilla Cachoeira. This is a good one. It's a fun one. I love this one. Mike, I want you to take this one away. Let me hear what you got, brother.
Dude, my bet got murked. Last night, me and Clint were talking about it, and I didn't even think about it till he mentioned it. Jasmine by knockout, to me, is very interesting because, look, we all know what's happening here. It's a setup fight. If you guys know me, you know I'm contrarian as shit. My first thought when I saw this line is, let's find how Zombie Girl wins. And I still think she can win. I think she can knock out Jasmine. She's a really good striker. Jasmine's got that crazy-ass tall woman's defense. Tyler might lose his head by shaking no right now. But my point is that Jasmine's no world beater. We're getting a little bit excited. I think she should dominate here. This is a tailor-made matchup as tailor-made matchups get. But regardless, I'm not going to sit here and bet a minus 400 Jasmine. It's just not going to happen. So I'm going to look at how else I can bet it. And for me, the under was interesting, but at the same time, Jasmine most of the time can't finish her sandwich. But at the same time, she's got really good ground and pound. And the dynamic here is she's fighting somebody with trash cardio and horrible wrestling, terrible get-ups. The takedown defense seems to be improving a little bit to me. But overall, once she gets taken down, I have a hard time seeing her get back up here. I think Jasmine puts her away with ground and pound late. As of yesterday, Jasmine knockout was something. Jasmine knockout was, let me tell you, it was plus 750 yesterday, plus 650 now. But what I was really looking at was Jasmine round 3 knockout, which yesterday was plus 2,800, and now it's plus 1,400. So while I still think there's some value there, and I might get there, I'm pretty upset that I missed the 2,800. Usually I get salty and just end up not betting it altogether after I miss the line movement like that. But we'll see. It's a numbers game. I still think it's more likely than 8%. So I'll probably take a shot. I'll see what the domestics give me. The way I see it playing out is on the feet, Cachoeira will hit her hard. Jasmine's going to push forward, gigantic woman, grab her, take her down at some point, probably pretty early. Think it's not going to end early, though. Think we're going to stretch it out. And around round 2, we're going to see Cachoeira start falling off that cliff. And then round 3, I think Jasmine takes her down and beats her head in. So that's going to be what I'm going to be looking at.
Love it. Good breakdown. Concise, but good. I love it. TB, what you got, brother?
Yeah, I kind of think a lot of the same things here. One of the biggest things that stood out on tape was that Kay Hansen is landing solidly from distance against Jasmine when the fight's not in control position. That's a little sketchy when you're fighting Priscilla Cachoeira. However, the only real concern I have is exactly what Pink Floyd is talking about. Sometimes you get away with cheating, and Priscilla Cachoeira is willing to do whatever it takes. But DJ Jazzy Jazz, I think she's got this one covered. If you don't give yourself a nickname, TB is going to give you one. So it's DJ Jazzy Jazz. I think she's got every way to win this fight. She's gigantic. She's not going to necessarily be the more technical striker, but like she's going to be huge, and she's going to land heavy. Then with the wrestling, I mean, are you kidding? A stiff breeze takes down Priscilla Cachoeira. However, submitting her is harder than you would imagine, because then she could use her free hands to gouge you and go for the clam bags, as Lou would say. But ultimately, I got to go ahead and say that I liked Mike's idea of the knockout, the club and the club. She's not going to go for the sub. She never does. Otherwise, Gabby Fernandez wouldn't have made it to the distance. But she doesn't go for the sub. She goes for the ground and pound. Miranda Maverick is tough enough to withstand it. Gabby Fernandez is tough enough to withstand it. I think Priscilla wants to get out of there at some point. Probably round 2 or 3. So I like what you were thinking, Mike.
Love that, because here's the deal, guys. Jasmine's going to win this fight, and I bet on her in pretty much every single one of her fights. And I felt robbed in the Tracy Cortez fight, but understand, I can see why the judges maybe thought it was for Cortez, but you know what? I still would have sided with Jasmine, but I'm also super biased because I like Jasmine. She's one of my favorites. Probably in the women's flyweight division, she's in my top 5. So there you go. There is that. So, but yeah, Jasmine's probably going to just absolutely smash her. Something you mentioned though is with the cheating and the submissions. So here's the deal. If Jasmine goes for something like a rear naked choke and gets a chunk of her arm taken out, and then, of course, Priscilla gets a point taken, does Jasmine still win the rest of the fight with a chunk of her arm missing? Or do we get a draw? I don't know. That's the question. That's a real question.
It's probably a DQ at that point.
Yeah, it should be.
That's the knockout TKO DQ bet.
We haven't had a Mike Tyson ear biting incident yet, but it's coming. It's coming.
Oh, it's definitely coming. Somebody's going to bite somebody, and it's going to be pretty gnarly at some point. Like, there are some crazy people that get into the world of mixed martial arts. And let me tell you, you can buy the game in the description. No, I'm just kidding. But no, so there's some crazy people that do this.
Yeah, one of them's our champion, bro. That we're going to be talking about
exactly
later.
Right. That's exactly right. So, yeah, I definitely think Jasmine gets it done. I do love the 3rd round KO. So, actually, here's the thing. On Saturday, before the fights, I'm going to be on Brady's Best Bet show. And the bet that I was going to give out for that fight, I'm already giving it away, was round 3 KO TKO for Jasmine. So, dude, you're already all over it. I haven't bet it IRL, but I'm about to. So, after the stream, I'm probably going to bet it because.
Where are you going to bet it? Bet online?
Yeah, probably. Just because that's the easiest thing to bet.
Do you have domestics like DraftKings, FanDuel?
I do, yeah.
I'd probably wait. At least I'm waiting. But
I just have DraftKings. I don't have FanDuel. I need to get a FanDuel account.
The way I see it every week, the way it seems to work is they wait. They let BetOnline do it. They let us move the lines. They try to get a more accurate line. And then FanDuel and BetRivers will add like 20, 30 cents, depending on what it is. Because they understand usually these long shots don't hit. So they are cashing probably more than they're losing when they do that. So that's why I feel like FanDuel or BetRivers, if you have those, they'll probably give you a slightly better number. Probably nothing too crazy. So it's not like you're going to bet this and be like, fuck. But I'm going to wait personally.
It's a fair point. Blood Money, what about you, brother? What do you got?
Yeah, man, I like Jasmine here. We've already seen the blueprint. We've seen Miranda Maverick take down Cachoeira, beat her up. We've seen every girl that wants to take her down and beat her up. They do it. The only girl that's took her down and then the Cachoeira beat was Gina Mazzani. And that's because she slows down. She runs out of gas. But other than that, she stands straight up, walks forward, tries to line up a hard right hand and gets taken down every time somebody tries to take her down. Jasmine, she's got an excellent body lock. She's got excellent wrestling. She's going to get this fight to the ground. And then she has good ground and pound. She has excellent cardio. She has good striking. She's never been finished. She's durable. She's got everything you need to be Cachoeira. So I think that she actually finishes her on the ground with ground and pound or a sub, just because that's usually the way that Cachoeira likes to go out. She gets tired. She tries to explode to get up. She has no jiu-jitsu, no get up game. So she just tries to explode to get up. I stayed away from it, but I do like that bet. But yeah, man, I got Jasmine parlayed with somebody though later in the card.
Yeah, dude, I had a Jasmine parlay, but it was with Carlos Olberg. So now I've got 1.14 units on Jasmine money line, and it's just so dumb. I think it's to win like 0.3 or something. It's stupid, but whatever. Let's move on to a fight that's a little more, contentious. Maybe we've got some people on opposite sides. We have Johan Lainez taking on Sam Patterson. This is kind of an interesting fight, honestly. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. TB, let's kick it off with you. What do you got?
All right. I got Samuel L. Patterson. Have you guys seen his striking defense anywhere? Did he leave it at your house, or does this qualify? Striking defense? Is this?
He used to listen to a lot of Terror Squad and Lean Back.
Lean Back. I ultimately think we get the return of the lioness or the lion. The white lion, is he the lioness? I'm trying to figure it out still. His name is confusing me, but what's not confusing me is that Sam Patterson has no chin, has no striking defense, coming off one of the most devastating knockouts of the year last year. Like, when Johan goes out, it's kind of more uninspiring. And take into account that he used to train with Mike Malott. The dude went into that fight knowing he was going to lose and was being showcased going to lose. He chose to tap out to an arm triangle where the guy didn't even get to full side control. So tell me, like, the dude was in like half guard still. It's really just showing that he kind of knew his old training partner had his number there. Sam Patterson, I don't think that's the case. The guy's moving up to 170 here. Once again, do I need to say it again? He has zero striking defense. And you're facing a guy in Lainez. The one thing he does that's maybe a positive is he can throw strikes and hit your chin and actually have some power. Now, he's faced some tougher guys recently, like Gabe Green, when he's not running face first into you. He could be pretty solid. Mike Malott, that's a tough fight. I get the whole Darian Weeks nonsense, but let's be real. Cage control versus landing the only big shots of the fight. What do you value more? I like big shots better, but it is what it is. Regardless, Darian Weeks has a much better chin and much better defense than Sam Patterson. Johan Lainez, but I don't love the money line because ultimately I am paying chalk on a guy that's been finished multiple times recently. So how about you just find me like the round 1 or round 2? And if he's not getting the finish in that time, I don't want in anymore. So call it a day. Give me round 1/round 2, Johan Lainez. I'm waiting for them to line it on DraftKings for me. Maybe you guys got bet online for it. You tell me what you got.
There you go. That's fair. Shoot, guess I'm up next on this one. I don't like this fight at all for a pick, honestly. It's tough. There's 2 fights on this card that I want nothing to do with, honestly. I guess, okay, main and co-main event, I'm avoiding those as far as a bet, but like for different reasons. This one, I just don't really trust either guy. I've cashed on both of them on their Contender Series fights. Lainez was a pretty big dog on that too, I think, if I remember correctly. He's a pretty big underdog.
Like plus 200-ish.
Yeah. It's like a decent sized dog. And like, so both of them have helped me in the past, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like this one at all. Very little confidence. If I have to pick, it's going to be Lainez, like Zach Johnson saying down here. I get it. Lainez, yep. Sub, KO, either one. Patterson going up to welterweight, though, I do think it's going to help his chin, but he still has bad defense is the problem. So even if his chin's better, like how many shots can the guy really take before he goes down? So I don't know. But then again, Lainez kind of gasses out, and like I hate picking guys that are going to gas out because Patterson's got great cardio for a guy was fighting at lightweight and is as big as he is. His cardio held up, which is surprising. So, and Patterson hits pretty hard too. He's got some zip on them punches. Those guys with those long, lanky arms. At the end of that punch, when they hit you with a straight, my goodness, the shorter, stubbier arms, those guys have good uppercuts and hooks more so. But those long, lanky guys with those straight punches, when they hit you, you feel it. So I'm going to take Lainez. I will not be betting this fight. I'm just going to kick my feet up on the coffee table, crack open a nice cold root beer, and enjoy this one. But Blood Money's got a bet on this one, I do believe. What do you got, brother?
Yeah, I like Lainez here. I got him at minus 125, and I just don't think Sam Patterson can take a punch. I've seen him fighting like weight volleying, going down to 150 and getting dropped by little 150 guys, 55ers, getting dropped by jiu-jitsu 155ers and hurt, like on the Contender Series. And that guy was no good whatsoever. But you see it in all of his fights. I don't think he's going to have that luxury here to be able to take it's going to look like the Ash Moose fight, like take a big shot from Lioness. He's hitting the ground, dude. Gabe Green's pretty durable unless he runs face first. I think, like you guys said with Brian Battle. But like, dude, Lioness dropped him in the second round, and that would he put him out for a second. Like Gabe Green went face down, dude, was out for a second. And I think that's frying Patterson's brain. And that was deeper into the second round. And then he went for the finish there, and then he really slowed down. But I think that he can just wait. Even if Patterson's chin's a little better at 170, I don't think it's his chin's whole fault. The dude has no striking defense, dude. He blocks punches with his face. Like, he's usually trying to hit you, and then he gets cracked. Like, he threw that naked leg kick against Ashmuth, and he punched his face off. That's going to happen here too. Like, Lioness can just be patient and just wait for Patterson to come. Like, Lioness don't have to go run and bum rush him trying to get him out of there. I think that dude on the Contender Series, Justin Burleson over there from England, would beat Sam Patterson. And he knocked him out too, and went to the ground with him. Like, Lioness has and people shouldn't get it confused that he's just some easy dude to take down and submit just because Mike Malott did that. Like, Mike Malott is a beast with that. Lioness, in most of the fights I've seen, he has the better wrestling and decent grappling. Like, he was taking Gabe Green down before he got tired in that fight. I like Lioness here a lot. I think Patterson's a skinnier dude with a weak chin. He's coming up to 170, and I think he has no striking defense. And I think he's fighting a power puncher that's going to hit him way harder than even Ashmuth did. So at some point, Lioness is going to hit him with a big shot, because I don't think Patterson can come out here and just grab Lioness, wrestle him down, and choke him out. So they're going to fight. At some point, Lioness is going to hit him.
Honestly, guys, anybody wearing a shirt like that, I'd have to trust him. So there you go, guys. Get your shirt, description below. You guys got it. Okay, Mike, you're up next, brother. What do you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm with Cody. Same line, same bet. Lioness minus 125 to win 1 unit. I'll tell you, though, I don't got the same confidence. Lioness is pretty bad. He's got major power. Clearly why I bet it. I do regret not just waiting and doing round 1 knockout, because I think realistically that's how this goes down. And if not, look, we can't count out Patterson completely here, because first of all, skill for skill, I think it's Patterson. I think he's a significantly more skilled fighter. I think he just got caught at a really weak. He's one of those guys where he's stuck in between weight classes. There's no in between, and shit happens, right? We've seen that before. But skill for skill, I think Patterson's a better guy. Cardio for cardio, there's no debate to be had here. We have one guy who comes back in round 3s and round 2s and comes back after adversity and takes over fights and wins them in Patterson, against a guy who absolutely falls off a cliff and just fades in Lioness. So, you have to give it some respect. And at the same, also another thing I wanted to mention is Uros Medic, right? 155er, way too big, went up to 170, filled out pretty good. I know he lost his last fight, but styles make fights. That was a wrestler. My point is he filled out very well. And I do think that it's possible Patterson comes out, fills out well. It helps the chin. But I think it was TB who said it, or you, Tyler. It's hit the nail, hammer on, whatever. Can't say it right now. But going up in a weight class might help your chin. It's not going to change your defense. Your defense is still going to be your defense, and his defense is tall man, chin up in the air. And I can't watch Yanal Ashmos close the distance with one freaking attempt and knock him down and think that Lioness isn't going to catch him at some point, cardio or not, and put him away. So I do like Lioness. I think minus 125 is a good line for me and Cody to take. I would caution against betting him at this point at minus 150. I think we're getting a little too wide. If you're going to do it, check out round 1 knockout. It's probably how this goes down. I just feel that it's going to really suck for me and Cody if we leave the first round and we start to see Lioness fade. Patterson doesn't look like a skinny little whatever he is, straw. He filled out a little bit. We'll see. End of the day, like Cody said, I don't see a huge wrestling threat in Patterson. He's got a good jiu-jitsu game and he's got pretty good grappling, but when do you really see him coming out here and blasting doubles? You don't really see it ever. So yeah, long story short, I think Lioness comes out here and knocks out Patterson in 1 round.
There you go. I love the way you laid that out too, because you are correct. I do agree that Patterson's probably skill for skill better, but like you said, his striking.
We just had Phil Haas versus Bruno Ferreira too, right?
Exactly.
Skill for skill.
Although, did you see Bruno took him down like 3 times. He didn't stay down hardly at all, but like my guy Bruno's improving.
Bruno's
over there.
legit.
I was shocked at that. Judo's good. I was shocked at that.
Bruno's good. We had so little stuff to work with going into his most recent fights, but he's definitely solid. Phil Hawes also has no damn chin though.
None, 0, nothing. He's got no chance. So either way, I did cash.
No head movement. He just takes punches right on the face, bro. He doesn't even like try to move. He's just like he's like,
yo, maybe I can just block this with my chin and be fine.
Weston Wilson, dude.
Isn't it crazy to go on his record and see a win over Evloev and then a loss to Bruno Ferreira?
He got rocked in there, dude. And like Evloev couldn't even knock him out. He rocked him a couple times, but Hawes like survived.
He was dying in round 3 though. Hawes was dying.
Yeah.
Evloev doesn't have a ton of power though for a guy as big as he is.
No, it's crispy though. Crispy.
Maybe he's not knocking people out, but I feel like the power. He was beating up on Chris Curtis, who we'll get to later, but.
We will get to that one. Okay, let's move on though, because we've spent a lot of time on like 3 fights. So
we spent a half hour on Malcolm Gordon.
The worst ones, yeah.
Yeah, the first one killed us. I guess I'm kicking this one off. It's Jillian Robertson, Polyana Viana. Now, guys, here's the deal. Polyana Viana is the absolute kryptonite for people trying to mug her at a bus stop. You don't want to do it. Did you see that dude's face that she like walloped after? Like she hit him with like 2 punches and a kick, they said. I feel like she hit him with more than that because that dude's face looked messed up good. But either way, she's not fighting some dude at a bus stop. She's fighting Jillian Robertson. And here's what it came down to for me. Both of these ladies specialize in their jiu-jitsu, right? So it's probably going to hit the mat. I really think it is. Viana's way better than Robertson off of her back, but Robertson is way better than Viana on top. And that's because that's where they like to fight. Viana likes to look for submissions off of her back, look for things from there, go for arm bars, whatever, go for triangles, things like that. Robertson likes to get on top, start landing elbows, get you to turn over and take the rear naked choke, or she'll take an arm bar if you don't fully turn over. In MMA, I'm going to take the person that wants to be on top. I'm not going to bet it because the odds are stupid. So I'm going to take Robertson, but I'm not mega confident in this fight. It's another one that I can't bring myself to bet either way. But like if somebody put a gun to my head right now and they said, Tyler, make a pick, and they're just yelling at me and screaming, spit coming out of their mouth, like everything's getting wild, I'd pick Robertson, right? But you don't have to put your money on this one, guys. It's not worth it. It's totally fine. Cody, what do you got, brother? You're very quiet, Cody.
Yeah, I think the line's crazy. I don't think Jillian Robertson's that good. She's slow and awkward as hell at 115, dude. Like super slow. Her striking's slow and terrible at 115. She's got wrestling, but it's not like, I mean, against Piera Rodriguez, she was able to take her down in the second round. I think she reversed her in the first round because Piera got a takedown, but I don't know, man. I'm just going to stay away from this fight, but like on the feet, Polyana Viana is better than Jillian Robertson. Like she knocked out Jinh Yu Frey. She knocked out Amanda Hebos back in the day. She's got pretty good Muay Thai and it's long and she's fast and she's a 115er like fast. So she has better striking. So Jillian Robertson is going to have to get this fight to the ground. And then you're going to bet minus 250 or 270 or whatever she is right now on a girl that's going to have to like fight off arm bars and triangles and all that stuff for 3 rounds if she's on top on the ground. And like arm bar from guard from females, like even Polyana Viana got arm barred by Veronica Mercedo, who's Taekwondo girl with some jiu-jitsu, but girls are just so flexible, dude. So I don't know. I'm not high on Jillian Robertson. I bet her and won money against Piera Rodriguez. But then I faded her against Tabitha Ricci. And even Tabitha Ricci, like when she fought, and I think her jiu-jitsu is better than freaking Jillian Robertson's. But when Jillian Robertson gets on top, she is heavy on top. She does have good jiu-jitsu transitions, even some ground and pound. But I don't know, dude. I just don't like the line. And every time that Tabitha Ricci took Jillian Robertson down, she was hitting like a real tight guillotine and going for that. And there's just so much stuff that can happen to take Jillian Robertson in this fight for that. So I'm going to say Polyana Viana at like plus 210. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, I mean, at the odds, like that makes plenty of sense. I'm with you there, but like I'm passing. That's the way to go. But yeah,
I didn't bet it, but I don't.
You're a smart man.
I just think that Viana has a chance on the ground because she's got jiu-jitsu. She's like a 20-time state champ in jiu-jitsu and whatever that means. Like, I don't know how many times they fucking do whatever because it seems like a lot. But she's got that. She's got good jiu-jitsu off her back. We've seen her get arm bars, triangle arm bars, all that stuff. And like I said, like Jillian's gonna have to survive down there the whole time. So, and Jillian's lost like regular like jiu-jitsu competitions and stuff. It's on her record. So I don't know, man. I just think that's crazy. And on the feet, dude, Polyana's gonna be doing damage, guaranteed.
So Pinky down there, Pink Floyd, is like the women's MMA mastermind unless it involves Miranda Maverick.
Good.
He can't pick a Miranda Maverick fight. So, but otherwise, the dude knows his stuff when it comes to women's MMA, and it looks like he's on the Viana side here. So,
Smart man, Pink. Smart man, Pink.
Pinky knows what's up. But Mike, what about you, brother? What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I'll preface this with you shouldn't be betting Robertson at minus 300. Period. I'll just start with that. But I will push back a little bit. You know, Ricci is an extremely credentialed Brazilian black belt. She's much, much more legit than Viana in the grappling. I don't know what a 20-time state champ in Brazil even means, but I can promise you that Ricci is much more credentialed than that. And Ricci is also a very good control wrestler who can wrestle, can stay safe. And that's a nightmare matchup for Robertson. That's why I bet Ricci there. And I'm assuming that's why Cody bet her there, because she was a woman who can take her down and stay safe. You're not going to get that from Viana. Viana's not going to be shooting takedowns. And if she does, she's probably not going to get them. Robertson doesn't have great takedown defense either, but Viana's working with trimps. I just don't really see that working out here. I do think Viana's a better striker, but her takedown defense is so bad. Like, Robertson doesn't have to be a stud wrestler, and she's a decent wrestler. I think she's going to get those takedowns pretty damn easy. Think similar to what my guy Andrew said in the chat. I think she's going to pass that guard relatively easy. Stay safe from the first few armbar attempts, and you're good to go. I backed Viana last time out against Lucindo, and dude, what even happened in that second round? It looked like she just kind of it was over. Like, I don't know what that was. And for me, that just tells me if Robertson can come out here. Robertson. Someone got mad at me for saying Robertson. I don't even know what the correct way is to say it. Whatever. Robertson, so I don't get yelled at this time. If she can take her down, I think she's going to get that finish in round 2 or 3. And I do think she's going to take her down. And I do think she's going to tire her out like Viana gets tired. So the way I approached it, rather than betting minus 300 on Robertson, I played round 2 and round 3. I didn't mess around with the method of the round because you get like almost nothing extra here. The bookies are on top of it. And I've been burned more than once. Recently, it was round 3, Peyton Talbot, who decided, you know what, today I'm going to get a submission instead of a knockout. And that cost me. And it was a stupid loss because I bet round 3 knockout at plus 900 and round 3 was plus 800. I just didn't even look. Didn't even think to look. So now I look. And the way I approached it was I put a quarter unit on Robertson round 2 plus 425. And I put a quarter unit on Robertson round 3 plus 700. Small stake. If Viana comes out here and sparks her on the feet, I'm okay. I'll live to tell another day. And if not, hopefully we cash this ticket.
Hey, that makes sense. And those like round 2 and like round 3 big plus money things, like, yeah, sometimes you take a shot and sometimes you're good to go. You know, like you can't hate that. So, but TB's got some takes on this fight. What do you got, TB?
Yeah, I got a lot of takes on this fight. I agree with a lot of what the gentleman said. I think if you're looking from a money line perspective, start sniffing elsewhere. You're doing a bad job. But all right, now we can get into some props. I think under 2.5 is perfectly reasonable. I also would say that, you know, Jillian Robertson by submission is probably the best bet, you know, that you can make on this fight. It's just what type of price are you going to get on that? And realistically, it's tough to even like cap which round you think it's going to happen. But I'm going to do my best for you. I think it's round 2 or round 3. I think Jillian is going to end up with the submission. She's going to get the top control and just kind of like make it happen, you know? I'm glad that all my boys are sparking the Jays. I started a movement earlier. I'll hop back on it after. But the vibe is that this fight is Jillian Robertson smoking the Jays. There's she loves it, man. And she's going to be smoking Polyana Viana out there. Jillian Robertson is willing to do all the butt stuff that Polyana Viana wouldn't with Colby Covington. And she's just going to make it happen. I really think that you're going to end up in a strong, dominant position on top. Jillian Robertson is very strong in top control. Polyana Viana loves being in guard. That's one of her favorite activities, is to just kind of like end up there. And I mean, this also happened against the likes of like JJ Aldridge, Hannah Cyphers, Veronica Macedo.
I don't want to hear any Hannah Cipher slander in here, okay? If there was a 105 weight class, she would be a contender.
Yes, but for her striking, not for the fact that she can, like, I'm pretty sure she had top control in that fight too. It's as disgusting as it gets from a Viana side. Yeah, I get on paper she's the better striker, but she's not going to stay on her feet. That just doesn't happen. So a breeze, a light breeze pushes her to her back. Jillian is actually kind of tough, unless your name is Macy Barber. But Jillian is kind of tough, and she's not getting submitted by an armbar from guard. So I'll eat my words if she does, but at the end of the day, just spark one for fucking Jillian, man. She's got this all wrapped up.
Bueno,
There you go,
Silva,
fellas.
from guard,
There
didn't
you
she?
go. Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. If this ends up being a striking fight, I'm gonna be so like, I understand most of the time when it's grappler versus grappler, it ends up being a striking fight. I just can't see this one doing it. But whatever, you know, it is what it is.
Odds are Jillian does get it down, but man,
For sure.
like it's dangerous for her in both spots. So it's like, to me, you're gonna be like clenched up when they're striking or on the ground. Because like Poliana, she's finished all her wins. So like on standing up, she can, dude. Jillian's so slow at 115. You guys see how slow she is though? She's like against Ricci, she's just like a zombie, like out there trying to like throw, dude. But,
oh, she's bad. If this is on the feet, it's an issue. That's why you can't bet the money line. If you're doing anything on the Jillian side besides inside the distance or submission, then you're really messing up.
However, as long as Jillian doesn't try to mug her at the bus stop beforehand, she's probably all right.
right?
I'm just playing. Okay, anyway, so we move on to the next fight. In fact, this fight is actually a really fun one because we've already seen it once, but it got stopped early. We've got Siri City taking on Ramon Tavares. And it's a good matchup. It's a fun matchup. We saw like, 2 minutes or so of it, give or take 2.5 minutes, something like that. But Cody, I'm going to let you take this one away. You're going to start this off and tell us what you got.
Yeah, Siri City is going to win again. I don't know if he wins by knockout like that, but he's a better fighter, dude. If you go back and watch his tape, like he's a good fighter. He's well-rounded. He's big. He's got good kickboxing. He's got good wrestling. He's got good jiu-jitsu. Fucking durable. You've seen him take some good punches from Ramon Tavares. In the first fight, he got cracked a couple times and then just hit him back harder or straighter anyways. And well-rounded, durable, great cardio. And then Ramon Tavares, phenomenal boxing, like good power, but I don't think he has the chin to back up his forward pressure. Like he got knocked out by like 37 seconds by a low-level guy back a couple years ago. He got knocked out by Cedi. Granted, it was an early stoppage, but that's not to say he would have kept punching him in the face and stopped it anyways or choked him out. He had him badly hurt. And I've seen him get hurt in other fights too against lower level guys. One guy was like more of a jiu-jitsu type guy. So, and all he has is boxing. Like that's all he's going to do is try to go forward. And like Siri could come out and even try some grappling in this fight, just mix in his well-roundedness. I think he's got the durability to take this dude's stuff. And I think he's a way better fighter, man. So I like Siri City a lot in this fight. I mean, if any of these people, like even Jourdain or fucking Malcolm Gordon or any of these people's lines going up to -200 and some, it should be this dude. He was -210 at the contender series. And I mean, you already seen a little bit, like he's going to probably take some good punches to the face, but you already seen he can take them and he's going to give them back and he's going to give straighter ones. And then if he wants to mix in grappling, like he didn't even try none of that stuff in the last fight. He has way more ways to win this fight. So I like it. I like his durability. The other dude, like I said, like Cedi's never been knocked out in 37 seconds by some low-level guy. And then also I like Cedi a lot here.
Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, Cedi's like tough as heck, man. So good call. Makes sense. You won the first one. Mike, what do you got? You got to take on this one? Of course.
Not a strong one. Not enough to bet on it. I mean, look, when this got originally scheduled for the contender series, I stayed off of it for a reason. And that was just I didn't have enough information on Tavares. And what has changed? Absolutely nothing. Only thing I can take from the Tavares Serghei fight is that anytime they're in range, Tavares is better than Serghei. He landed more. Who was red on his face 1 minute into the fight? Serghei, not Tavares. It was one punch that knocked him down, but who was winning up until that point from the tiny amount of tape we have to work with? It's Tavares, in my opinion. And then we have him come in against Cortavius Ramius, who's a wrestler, decided to trade in the pocket, got knocked out. Doesn't tell me absolutely anything because Serghei's not going to do that. So I still don't have any information to work with to change my opinion on the last time. I agree with Cody. I think Serghei is a more well-rounded guy, but can I go and back a guy at -175 who spent his entire career in the Canada regional scene? And God bless Canada, but their regional scene is atrocious, absolutely terrible. I mean, our guy Kai Nabarrayo, who's the heavyweight, the one that's terrible.
Machado?
Yeah, Machado. Dude is fighting on the Canadian regional scene, BFL, fighting a 54-year-old man twice. That's what we're working with in the Canadian regionals. And I'm watching guys like, I know who Ali Wasik is. I've seen him fight before. I know who Austin Russell is. I've seen him fight before. Russell is pretty decent, so I won't take too much away from that. Today was getting hit a little bit, but it's a good win. I think as far as Canadian regional scene goes, it's pretty solid. Wasik, not so much. Don't really think those fights were a good look, despite him getting the finish. Again, I just think it's a really low level he's working at. And, you know, yes, he does have subs. Yes, he's shown some grappling, but is he coming out here and shooting takedowns? Not really. He's working off the fence most of the time. To me, it seems like he's using his strength most of the time. If I had any damn information on Tavares' takedown defense, maybe I could form an opinion, because I think Tavares will be winning, at least in the pocket. And Sadei's not really someone who stays at range all the time and uses that length. He loves to crash the pocket too. He likes to throw down also. So I can't do it at minus 175. I think it's too wide. Do you think Sadei's going to win? But I'm going to need way more information. Tavares is good. I think Tavares is very good on the feet.
Where did he go? We lost him.
I think you went where Sam Patterson's striking defense went.
Am I back?
He's back. He's back.
I'm back. Okay. I don't know when you lost me, but the one thing I am looking at, it's a little bit contrarian, but not so much because it's still leaning that way with the line. Over 1.5, I think, is an interesting look because everybody thinks it goes under. On both of their records, a lot of early finishes. Their first fight ended in the first round. But to me, Serghei is very durable. I have a hard time seeing Tavares putting him away early. And I think Tavares is more durable than we've seen it in that last fight. Yes, he got knocked out early on in his career. It happens to a lot of people early on in their careers. I think it was his 4th fight. But against Serghei, to me, it seemed like he was okay. That was a really early stoppage, and I usually don't even comment on refs because I don't know. I'm not a ref. But yeah, I think the over 1.5 is interesting. I'm going to wait and see if I can get close. Like, I would like plus money if I'm going to do it, but we'll see.
Awesome takes. I love it. Guys, I got to highlight a couple of things. First off, Kiwi Brew actually purchased a 130 MMA shirt. He will be in the tournament for the copy of World of Mixed Martial Arts 5 because Kiwi Brew is fantastic. In fact, apparently the shirts must ship from somewhere in like Southeast Asia because he got a shirt like immediately. So I don't know where they ship from. I don't know. That's what I do. But either way, that's fantastic. You got a shirt like faster than I did. So that was cool. Also, another thing I wanted to point out is that in the Contender Series matchup between these two guys, the line was vastly different, and it's shifted now different than I thought it would based on that. So that's also strange. But TB's got some takes on this. TB's got the knowledge. Let's hear it, dude.
Well, if the Cortavius Romeus fight didn't exist, sure, it would be minus 300 City this matchup. But we also saw 3 knockdowns in a span of what, like 5 seconds against Romeus. And talk about an idiotic game plan. Anyways, before I get off track, I mean, Tavares, sure, he was landing better, but at the same time, what else does he have to offer besides kind of landing a little bit better at distance? City, at least, like, I know his initial takedowns didn't work, but the Guru Scouting MMA kind of talked me into a couple things here, and I got to give him a little bit of a credit on that because I took Ramon Image originally, and I was leaning back towards that way. He's the clearly better counterpuncher and striker. It's just he also loves getting hit. He's not quite Sam Patterson, but they're definitely related. He has like good striking himself, but at the same time, we've seen him against like some of the shittiest regional competition get dropped as well. I mean, the dude's been knocked down multiple times, and he kind of like takes pride in it almost. I don't love that when you're fighting Serghei because it's not that I really think he was going to end up getting knocked out if that fight kept going. It's that I think he was going to end up getting controlled for the last 12 minutes of the fight if the fight kept going. Serghei clearly wanted to get to top control. You know, they're striking, but the dude is like kind of changing levels and feigning. And then once the knockdown happens, that's the perfect moment to settle into top control. So finally, the ultimate point is the best bet I have on this fight isn't even a money line. If you're taking Serghei at chalk here, I just think it's gross. I mean, he was getting outstruck, but you can get over 1.5 at minus 115. And no 2 fights play out the same. Over 1.5, my best bet for this fight.
Dude, perfect. Because
Making me more
I think you're
confident
right.
too now.
So that's the thing, isn't it? Like where matchups that have already taken place, the second matchup at like an overwhelming clip is unless the first one went to decision, ends up going longer than the first matchup. I mean, right? Somebody's got a stat on that. I'm pretty sure I've seen the stat somewhere. I don't know, but I think that's like a real thing. But we've got to address this really fast. I think 138 MMA should have a match against Jacob from We Want Picks. Okay, they could be douchey and they need a good beating. First off, I'll fight anybody on YouTube. I don't care. I'll fight any one of them. Don't care who it is, any of them. Gladly. I think it'd be a great time. My skills are still sharp. I know I haven't been in active competition for like a decade, but my skills are still there. I can still.
I got what I need. I got what I need.
There you go. I am willing to bet Jacob outweighs me by a very hefty amount, but I'll give him the weight. We can do it.
Give him a leg
if he wants to
kick.
do it, I do it. I can get it sanctioned. Actually, right here in the great state of Nebraska, I can get that sanctioned. I promise you I can. But also,
He said, "I know
this goes
some
for
people."
anybody. I know, and in fact, if you guys really want to know, I did have a referee from the Nebraska State Athletic Commission, referee Rob Lewis. He's a fantastic human being. I had him on my channel. You can search it on the channel. It's like way back there. I did an interview with him, and it's a fantastic interview. We did like an hour. You guys would love it. That is great. But also, Daz found the link to the shirt, but I'm gonna throw it up here. So if anybody else needs to get a shirt, there it is for you guys. Daz, I haven't seen your order come through yet, but I know you're working on it, so it's all good. So. Anyway, and Daz, like I said earlier, I don't know if you were there yet. If you want to make your pick for the lightweight tournament, anybody in the world, any MMA, anybody in the world from any promotion that's a lightweight to enter the tournament. If your fighter wins the tournament in World Mixed Martial Arts 5, you get a free copy of the game. It's fantastic. I'll send it over to you. It'll be fun. So there's that. Here we go. What do we got here? We need more capper drama stat. Dude, I love the capper drama. If there's any cappers that want to fight with me or argue with me, I'd love to do it. Unfortunately, Angela's been trying to bury the hatchet. So like, I guess,
unfortunately,
like I was loving the fights, but he's burying the hatchet a little bit. So I'm not going to be that guy. Like he did buy a shirt. I can't be that mad. But if he starts throwing it back, I'll throw it back at him again.
Are you sure he bought it? Or what if someone
Yeah,
just
dude, I swear.
Whoa, you're going to throw it back on him?
Yes, I'm going to throw the shirt back at him.
Maybe we need to keep
Nebraska
it moving.
thing. Is that a Nebraska thing? So next fight, anyways, is
But no, dead serious though. If we ever want to do the YouTube capper fights, I promise you I can get it sanctioned. It will be streamable for everybody online. We can make it happen. So anybody wants to do it, let me know. We make it happen. We can get you guys a fight license here. It's only $25 for a fight license. You literally just can't have hepatitis or HIV.
Johnny K and Vlad.
Tyler's over here advertising Nebraska.
Let's
Pull
go.
up, you can get a fighter's license for $25.
Dead serious, dude. Unless they've raised the price in the last decade, which I'm pretty sure they have not. It was like $25, and they'll like. You can do it as long as you've got
to book me versus the Guru.
Dude, let's do it.
Which one? Oh, Guru.
Oh, my
Your Guru.
The only
the
guru
other
that
Guru would
exists
fuck us all up.
That's my Guru too.
Yeah, that guy is actually way more gigantic and in shape than I imagined.
Guy is huge.
Dude,
He's really not though. He was up close in that picture because he's only like 6'3". It looked like he's like 6'8" compared to Drake.
Yeah, did you
No, but only 6'3".
No, he's big. But dude, I thought he was like 6'7". When I first seen the picture, I'm like, when he was because he's a little bit closer than Drekus, so it looked like Drekus is like 6'2", dude, and that it looked like he was like 7 inches taller than Drekus, right? It looked like he was like 6'8", 310
No, you're
pounds.
right.
But he is big though. Didn't he tell people he's in a wheelchair or something? Or am I tripping?
It was
that's just kind of a joke.
Yeah, it was like a running joke with the community.
I thought he did. All right,
he didn't say it. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, and then he's just some big dude. I was like, damn. Okay.
Did you see the media day interview from Drickus today though? Because like he backed up that the MMA Guru is a giant dude. Like he backed it up.
No, I haven't got to see nothing yet. I've been fucking running.
Oh yeah, you know. Look at this, dude. Cody, I think you're the one that got them doing on this. That the We Want Picks guys actually posted the results last week. I think that's because you've been hounding them.
I think that's because they won.
That's probably because they won. You're right.
Yeah, that's it. Watch on a losing weekend, we just skip over it. But it's not. I mean, I'm just.
Here we go. I don't know who Will Martin is, but we got to fight there. Who's Will Martin?
Who's Will Martin?
Isn't he a chill dude? I don't know.
He's like the nicest guy in the world. Like people just
really nice. No, I'm just kidding.
I always beat him with the bets, bro.
Dude, this is what I ought to do. don't you guys steal my content idea. I'm going to give it to you here and maybe hype it up a little bit. But I think what I ought to do is put out a video. I'm going to pair up a handful of us YouTube guys and do a fight breakdown, hypothetically, for if you guys fought each other. I would beat anybody, so it's fine. But I'm just kidding. I won't put myself in there. But I'm going to pair you guys. I might do this. If I get bored on like a couple of weeks off, there's a chance I'm doing this. So here we go. AJ's challenging. Guys, we've got some fights lined up.
Carlos, you got Carlos out there in the streets. You got Vlad. You got a lot of people, man.
Dude, okay. So Vlad has to fight Johnny. That's a guarantee.
Yeah, because them dudes been
MMA
talking
Jesus and
crap.
AJ are fighting. They're going to be.
You got to fly Vlad in though. Vlad's like way far away. He's out there in Bulgaria. You got to fly him in.
But I mean, you know, if he gets to lay some hands on Johnny, I bet he'd do it. He'd fly over here.
Oh, I'm sure he would. Might have to jump in and help Johnny out.
There you go. It's set. We're gonna have to make the capper fights.
I was about to say I'm down to pull up and beat up Johnny, so we got a 2 versus 2 right here.
There we go. Why does everyone want to fight Johnny?
I don't know.
Still in the chat. I don't know that he is, but if he is, like, dude's got to get down there.
That's fun, dude.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah, Andrew, you're like 6'4", you piece of shit. I'm like 5'10", 5'9". I'm not even 5'10". That's a complete lie. I'm 5'9".
I'm 5'8". I weigh 143 pounds. I'll take anybody. I don't care though. All right. I got that short guy complex. But let's see. Where are we? Did everybody go on that? What was that fight we were just talking about? Oh yeah, Siri City and
I think we all went.
Tavares. I haven't given my pick. Okay, yeah, there we go. We're back live. We're back at it. We're back to talking the fights that are actually happening, not the ones that haven't happened yet, but still probably could, and we could make a lot of money on it. Either way, here we go. We got a catch weight of Jesus. Okay. That'll be great. It'll be great.
I'd have to gain like 30 pounds.
Yeah, there you go. You can make that work, right? Okay, so Series City is probably going to win. I think he's going to get done by submission. I bet on him on the Contender Series. He cashed. It was kind of sketchy, but he cashed. I think he's getting it done. Also, I need to say this. When you're doing your tape study, I know people like crap on BFL and stuff. Dude, their commentary team is elite. Their commentary is the best regional commentary I've ever heard. I've never heard a regional commentary that good. Most of them are trash, and I turn the volume off. BFL is legit.
You ever hear the UAE Warriors commentator?
Sometimes.
Whenever something exciting happens, he just starts screaming, "Oh my days!"
Oh yes. Yeah, I usually mute them.
It's pretty funny for like the first 30 seconds, and then it's like, yeah, you got to mute this.
Dude, some of them are so bad. Like, but BFL is so legit. So their commentary team needs that shout out because it's absolutely fantastic. BFL does a good job with the commentary. So, and that's often looked over on like regional promotions, especially regional promotions that aren't just like built-in feeder leagues to the UFC, like LFA, for example. But anyway, we move on because we're going real slow. We have Charles Jourdain takes on Sean Woodson, who started the last one. Cody started the last one. So Mike is going to start this one off. The Couch Warrior. Everybody knows him and loves him for breaking down these fights. He's going to break down this one first for you guys. We're back to the game. Here we go.
Damn, Tower. I got to pick up my intros when I start hosting because that's crazy, bro. All right. Yeah. So for me, look, I'm in a weird position. I got lucky. I played our boy Jourdain pretty early. I played him when he was minus 115. It was an opener on DraftKings. I actually think he opened as a dog on DraftKings, but I missed that one. I got to pick him. Felt like it was a pretty damn good line. I try to tape in advance for spots that I think I'm going to be interested in, and then I'll play them if I think the line's going to move my favor. And then if anything, I can always hedge off. But for me, minus 115 made a lot of sense. I think that the pressure of Jourdain, I think the striking of Jourdain is going to help him get the job done. If anyone has any like jiu-jitsu upside here, it'll be Jourdain. But the guy doesn't shoot. He's not going to shoot. And Woodson's got pretty good takedown defense, so I think he'll be okay there. So I bet him because of that pressure, because of all that, I felt like it would be good for Jourdain. But now as we get these crazy lines, like we're at minus 220, and I can get Woodson at plus 185, I'm starting to consider an ARB out. Because, AJ, if you got Jourdain like me at minus 115, we can play Woodson right now, lower our stake to 0.45 units and still win a unit. Well, depending how much you bet. I put 2 units down, so I can do that. Essentially giving myself a plus 200 line. But at the same time, I still feel like Jourdain's going to come out here and get the job done. So I don't know if I want to do that. Woodson's really good, and I think he's really underrated. And that's one of the reasons I got a really good number on him against Bazooka. I mean, he was plus 110 at one point against Bazooka, which doesn't make any sense. I love Dennis, but it is what it is. And I think he's being underrated here again. Jourdain doesn't grapple. He doesn't do the one thing that Woodson's really not that great at still. Striking with Woodson, it's not the best idea. He's really good at range. He has underrated power. He's a very, very clean boxer. He comes from a boxing background. I think he has like 40 amateur bouts, something like that. And you watch a fight like Jourdain Woodson, where he's just standing feet planted, not Woodson, I'm sorry, Wood, but just standing there, feet planted, absolutely hittable as hell. A guy like Woodson will be landing if he's not putting on the pace, putting on the pressure. I do think he will do that. So I think he's going to get Woodson out of there. If not, win a decision. I thought he looked great in the Shane Burgos fight, if not for the grappling. Woodson's not going to come out and do that. So, yeah, I'll stick with my pick, Jourdain, but I might arb out for a little bit. Lower my stake.
That's fair. Dude, that's fair. And, like, guys, we got to say, both of these fellas, as good as they are, lost to the best fighter in the UFC. His name is Juicy J. Julian Erosa. My guy, absolutely my favorite fighter in the world. So that's fantastic. But TB, what do you got on this one? Who do you like, Jourdain or Woodson? What do you like?
I feel like this fight reminds me of Sean Woodson in his notable draw versus Luis Saldana. I mean, if Saldana doesn't have negative IQ, not even fight IQ, just negative IQ, that's a first-round finish for Luis Saldana.
Don't get me started. I had like 2 units on Saldana.
Listen, I had a big bet on Sean Woodson, so I'm cool with it, okay? I got bailed the fuck out. However, I remember things like this. You're telling me that even if a guy's given up a little bit of reach, he can be much faster than Woodson, and Woodson really doesn't have a chin. I'm sorry. It's just no one can really ever touch him. It's just he also isn't diverse. 75% of Sean Woodson's strikes are to the head. He's throwing out meaningless jabs the majority of the time. Jourdain, I like his ability to kind of move, you know, and he throws leg kicks, he throws body kicks. He attacks the head, but he's not a head hunter, you know, more than I'd say about 50% of his strikes, just on, you know, adding up the rough numbers here, are to the legs and to the body. And that's how you close the distance against a bigger striker. You use the legs, you use the body to slow him down and get to the inside. Woodson doesn't have a good gas tank. I'm sorry. And it didn't matter that he was out in altitude at that fight, because he actually turned it up on Saldana, who gassed out badly. Give me Jourdain here. Give me him inside the distance. And if he's not winning inside the distance, you probably have AIDS if you bet him at minus money. So just take Jourdain inside the distance. End of story.
Okay. Yeah. Clean cut. Makes sense to me. Jourdain. I think is how you say it. You got a J.
It's French though, right? Jourdain.
I don't know. You're probably right. I don't speak French, to be honest. I'm just guessing.
All right, fair enough. I took it in school, and you know, I got my ways.
There you go. I got a little Spanish, no French. He does, you know. Either way, yeah. I mean, so here's the thing, guys. This fight, I've done more tape study on this fight than any other fight on the card, by far, by like multiple hours. And it's led me to just stay away because so when I first saw the line and it was growing towards Jourdain or Jourdain, whatever. We're going with Jourdain. And it was growing towards Jourdain. I wanted to bet Woodson because I do think Woodson's going to have a lot of success at range. And I think that a lot of people are really high on Jourdain because of his Kron Gracie fight. But I think that might have just been something where, like, the game just passed Kron Gracie and he didn't do anything to adapt to that because he
had a lot of family drama going on too, like a ton of family drama.
Fair enough. So that might have been more of a thing with Gracie not being where he needed to be than with Jourdain being leaps and bounds better than we've seen him prior. And prior, I often either wouldn't bet him or I would fade him because he would rather have a fun fight than win a fight. And he just got into really close fights. And that's not someone I want to back, and especially not as a favorite. So now that all this money's come in on Jourdain, I want to bet Woodson for the value, but like I also just don't know that he wins because I think that like the better fighter overall is going to be Jourdain. So I've ended up passing so far. But I mean, like if you just keep growing the line, I'm going to have to bet Woodson at something. There's like a number I'm going to have to bet him. I don't know what that is yet. I haven't figured that out. but I'm taking
Already
Jordan.
there, bro. It's already there.
I mean, what is it now? What are we at?
Plus
You got the odds
185. If I
much?
wasn't on Jourdain already at minus 115, I'd be on Woodson at plus 185.
Dude, plus 185 is like, it's close. It's not quite there for me. I'd rather just pass at this one and just not, because
I think Woodson's just so underrated. People hate him. And again, same reason I got such a good price against Bazooka. The fact is, at range, Woodson's going to be better here. He's probably going to piece him up. And Jourdain is relatively flat-footed when he starts to throw. So I'm saying this as a Jourdain backer. Like, you got to.
Yeah, and then you also got to take into account, though, we are in Canada. And we may get the Canadian, like last time. Okay, what was it? Kyle Nelson won last time in Canada, and Kyle Nelson hadn't won a fight in a while. So, like, somehow last time we were in Canada, all the Canadians just won up the card. And they, sometimes they just rob people, and that's what happens. Like my poor boy, Eric Anders, ya boy, he got robbed. You can also check out the interview I did with him on the channel. It's fantastic. If you guys haven't seen it yet, you're silly. Go watch that interview after we're done with the live stream. Watch that and all the other great stuff on my channel. But Eric Anders got robbed by Marc-Andre Barriault. So sometimes in Canada, robberies happen, and I don't know how they feel about crime up there, but that's definitely something that's been the case. So I'm going to have to pick Jourdain for like a pick, but I don't feel good about it. And like originally I wanted to pick Woodson, to be honest, and it's rough, but Cody's probably got a better insight on this one than I do, because the dude's wearing a 130 MMA shirt that you can get at the link in the description of this video. What do you got, Cody?
Yeah, this is going to be a tough fight, I think. I like Jourdain in it, but like Jourdain's, to me, a little bit more well-rounded because he's a little more dangerous on the ground, but is he going to shoot takedowns on Woodson? No. Can Woodson maybe get hit and take a bad shot on Jourdain and Jourdain snatch his neck up? Yeah, for sure. But other than that, dude, the thing that kept me away from it is Jourdain sometimes struggles with taller guys. You know what I mean? Burgos was bigger than him. He was able to grapple him a little bit and just be the bigger guy on him. He struggled a little bit with Andre Feely when they fought, even though there's, argument he could have won that fight. And then Julian Erosa, you know what I mean? Guys that could actually back him up a little bit instead of letting him come forward the whole time. But yeah, I picture this, like I said, standing most of the time, because Sean Woodson's hard as hell to take down anyways, so long and tall. But I think it could be a good fight. I like the overs. I think it goes to decision, even though Jourdain's a finisher. Woodson's really not, and I don't know if he's gonna get finished. But yeah, man, that's the shirt right there. So
he really said ugly, bro.
What did he say? What happened? He said, I got the shirt with the smile logo. Don't want to wear an ear bashing for my wife.
Dude, it's pretty ugly. Like, don't blame you. So
yeah. But yeah, man, give me Jourdain, because I think he could have the bigger moments in this fight, but I think it could be close, man. He's had close fights with Andre Ewell and freaking Marcelo Rojo and a lot of different people he's had until he finished Rojo in the third. I thought he lost the first two rounds. Eric Anders did beat freaking Marc-Andre Barriault last fight too. I just wanted to say that. And that's it, man. I don't really like that. I don't like him at really minus 210. I do think he wins, but I just stayed away from this fight, man. I thought there's some better spots with people with easier opponents, you know what I mean? Like Gordon and INS, CD.
Yeah, dude, I get you there. Like it's that's kind of the thing. Like the odds are crazy, and a lot of the Canadians. So I think what happened is a lot of people did the Canadian parlay, and I myself am guilty. I put $3 on the Canadian parlay, and then I did another $3 on the Canadian parlay minus Marc-Andre Barriault, because we'll get to that.
You're really coming in hot with the names, Tower. I love it.
But either way, I think we kind of we're all kind of like feeling similar here, except for TV. He seems pretty confident on Jourdain inside the distance, but everybody else.
No. I said you can't bet the money line. If you want to bet Jourdain, it's inside the distance.
Okay. I threw you under the bus there. Also, I gotta throw this up here because I just read Charles is gonna beat him off, and I just started losing.
Yes. Well, that's what I wanted to see, honestly.
Only if it's his stepsister, apparently.
Yes, Cody. Thank you. Great reference.
Yeah, I like Jourdain, dude. He's funny, man.
Cheers to that.
And he's young too. That's what's crazy, man. He's got a long time in this game, like already.
25?
No, he's like 27, I think.
27? Okay.
But he's been in the UFC
still.
like 5-6 years now. You know what I mean? He's been in the UFC for a while. So, I mean, will he ever be champ? I don't know, but he's definitely fun and exciting.
Very.
He's like the Kevin Holland of fucking
That kind of circles
145.
back to what I was saying. He likes to have a fun fight more than he likes
Yes.
to win fights.
Exactly. I think that's what he's in there for. Just like an MMA fun.
Rojo fight, super concerning. If you're on
Mhm.
him like me for 2.3 units.
Dude.
Yeah, I thought he was losing, but then he turns it up in the third round, and you never know. He could be losing.
He shows up. And he's going to be the guy coming in here pushing it. So, like, I feel okay enough not to be, like, completely hedging out, which I could easily right now because I got minus 115, but probably going to end up
on Jordan. That's a hell of a line. That's a hell of a line.
God bless.
If you can hedge out and, like, guarantee either a profit or a break even, like, you kind of got it.
I could hedge out on Malcolm Gordon right now and already guarantee 1.8 units of profit. I don't know though, because
like, why don't you? You know what I mean? Like,
because then I have to do. I'd probably make another bet and stuff. I'd have to kind of.
Because like, if you can guarantee a unit, like, you take that every So okay, we're gonna take this one way back. It was Alexander Volkov and Tom Aspinall. I got both guys at plus money. Of course, I got one at like plus 105, and the other one was like plus 120. But they were at the same time on two different books. You just bet as much as you can on both books on the same, and that's it. You're done betting for the night. Like, that's it. So like, if you can guarantee a free unit, like, that's free money. It's like
I did that with Armin and Dariush because they opened up Armin at plus 100 on DraftKings. So I played 3 units on him. I didn't expect this to happen. Dariush is plus 170 when I looked. Little did I know if I waited, I'd get even better. But I thought there's no way. So I ended up playing, I think it was 2 units on Dariush. So I was guaranteed a profit. And if Armin won, I won a full unit. If Dariush won, I won like something negligible, like 0.3, but no loss. So,
I mean, a lot of people call it arbitrage. I call it free money. And it's like, especially if you can get a whole unit. Like, dude, Cody, that's like if you were just walking down the street and your unit, I believe, is like what, $100, right?
I could get 1.8 units right now.
Dude, if you were just walking down the street,
I bet,
that's $180. You just see laying on the ground. You're picking that up, right?
I think you can wait, Cody, though. I think you can
That's
wait.
what I was thinking too, because I went there earlier, but like I also never hedged ever anything in my life unless I just wanted to get out of a bet and just, hedge the other way and like parlay or something. But I don't really ever do that because when I see something, I see it. That's why it's hard to talk me out of something because it's like I don't ever listen to anything. That's what kind of sucks about certain stuff too, because I don't ever like to really talk about stuff before fights. I just like to figure it out myself. And then,
you got to kind of like decide if Gordon wins and you did hedge out for the free money,
I would only
like,
make 120. If he wins, I would only win 120 extra. So right now I could hedge out and just go make a whole nother bet, and then we could go in. I don't know how I would figure that out and be like, hey, when I write out my shit, like just Malcolm Gordon plus 1.8 units, I guess. Because I think
you just start. Yeah, you just start like you circle that one and you just put like plus 1.8 units, and then you just do everything else. Like it's like what's the order of operations, right? You know, where you got like parentheses, exponents. You know what I mean? Multiplication, division. It's just
and then
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
order
in the description, I'll
that's
just
what you're doing.
Might have to do that. If I could get 2 units for just nothing, for just betting them early,
it's like why not, dude?
I have to do that. I'd have never.
My thing is, I did with Bruno Ferreira last week, but sometimes like that he's beating Phil Hawes.
Yeah, but sometimes something and you end up being totally wrong too.
Well, just because logic's in the back of your head, like Phil Hawes is better, and we just seen this dude get knocked out, and he looks like he gasses out, and there's just all that stuff. So it's like hindsight's easy to be like, dude, he was gonna fucking knock.
Well, listen, doesn't Malcolm Gordon make you feel like he's more like SD Dumas against Josh Frem than you feel like he's like Fareed Basharat last week in line movement comparisons? Who feels more like sketchy line movement than Malcolm Gordon? James Krause, right?
Yeah, but no, I just feel like Jimmy Flick don't belong in the UFC anymore at all. And I think that like we said, I mean, we went over this for like 50 minutes.
We gotta move it.
yeah, bro. But I just thought about that though.
For sure. Right. I would take the free money, but that's just me. But you obviously you've been doing that. You've been doing well. You've been killing it. You probably did better than me last year. didn't actually go back and do all of my calculations yet. I know that I'm slacking. I'm way behind. But either way, you probably did better than me last
I
year.
feel like last year was a tough year too for a lot of people. It was like
brutal.
I thought I should have won a lot more, but just to win what I could. But like it was a tough year, dude. The whole year, because I feel like there's a lot of crap cards. You know what I mean?
Dude,
I've had cards.
Last year was one of those years where I had I had a couple of cards that were just so good, where they were just like through the roof. The O'Malley Sterling card was just like, oh my gosh, that was amazing for me. I smashed that card. The bookies probably had to like take out a second mortgage just to cover everything. It was brutal. And then there was other cards where like the opposite was true. It was that one, there was that one fight night card where what's his face? Gooden ended up beating Wellington Turman or whatever. Dude, that card, I got slaughtered that card. I didn't have a bet on that fight. I don't know why that one's the one I remembered. But like, oh man, I got messed up bad. Like it hurt. Like, man, I felt like I just like ran through like a barbed wire like tunnel and just like naked. It was bad. It was bad. It was painful. It hurt me to think about. But we haven't been moving on. We need to move on. But first things first, I need to address the fact that crack open a root beer shirt needs to be a thing. And if somebody is any good at graphic design, because I am horrible at it, as you can tell by my line of shirts that I put out, if somebody is any good at that, send it to me on Twitter or Instagram, preferably Twitter. I don't check Instagram as often. Send it to me in a message. I'll see it. And if you've got a great design, I appreciate it. I'll even send you a free one once I print them. So great idea. Crack open a root beer. I love it. I'm visualizing somebody like an over-the-shoulder look. They're watching fights. They got their feet on a coffee table. Like there's a couch there that, Couch Warriors, my co-host. So we're just getting like meta with it. And there's somebody just cracking open a root beer and having a good time. So either way, I love the idea. Send it to me if you are a graphic designer and would like a free T-shirt for doing that for the labor. But anyway, let's move on because we are going slow, guys. We're going really slow, and I'm having a great time. But I know some people are tired. So we got Brad Katona taking on Garrett Armfield. Who the heck started the last one? Was that Mike? Yeah, Mike, you started last time, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so TB starting this one. We got Brad Katona, Garrett Armfield. TB, according to the chat, some have said the better half of Chronic Combat Conversations. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the chat said this. TB, take it away, brother.
Start.
All right, listen. Short and sweet. If I go over a minute, slap me. Because Garrett Armfield, his cardio only lasts 5 minutes. And maybe that. He took his last deep breath before Toshiomi Kazama, and he takes that last like flurry and knocks him down. What happens if he didn't knock him down there? I think he dies of cardio death. Anywho, the same thing's going to happen here. He might survive round one, take Brad Katona round 2, Brad Katona round 3, Brad Katona in your degenerate. I did so much tape study for this card, so I need to touch this fight parlay. Brad Katona round 2 or round 3. Go ahead.
Beautiful. I love it. I don't know if that was a minute, but you're probably good. Yeah, so I guess I'll go next. There are very few fighters that I just like don't like, and they're just annoying. And like, Brad Katona is just really annoying. But if I'm picking him to win a fight and he's really annoying, that means he's probably going to win that fight. I think Brad Katona's got this one covered. I think he's better pretty much everywhere other than having just tiny little bitty arms. Like the dude's like got like a 64-inch wingspan. Yeah, like that. Like the T-Rex arm. He's like a 64-inch wingspan. Like what? It's insane. It's absurd. What is that? Like a 5'2" wingspan or something crazy? He's very short. He's got very short arms. I mean, because like they're the same height, I believe. But like Garrett Armfield also has a massive wingspan, so that could be a problem. But what I've got to say is Brad Katona is probably better everywhere. He's beaten better people. I think he ripped off Timur Valiev on the Ultimate Fighter. I think Timur won that fight, but it wasn't so egregious that I could throw a fit over it. But Brad Katona is probably going to win. You could probably parlay him up. Garrett Armfield's not bad. Don't get me wrong. Brad Katona's beat some good guys. So that's where I'm at. The Hunter Azure loss was weird because I don't think Azure's as good as Katona. So I don't know what happened there. But either way, Cody, what do you got? He's gone. There he is.
I had it on mute. Everything you guys said, man. I don't see how you really watch the tape and think that Garrett Armfield is going to win this fight. Like what you watch and see, like against Mateus Vogel, he beat the shit out of him in the first round. And then he completely gassed out the first time Vogel took him down in the second round. He just choked him out. Same thing with Onama, where it's back and forth in the first round. Second round, he comes out. He's tired as hell. He gasses out and gets choked out. And then he looked good against that Kazama dude, but that dude's terrible. You can go watch the tape on that guy and know that, like, if he didn't get the fight to the ground, he was getting beat up. So Katona's durable. The only where, like, Armfield has better boxing. Armfield has better boxing. I'm going to give him that. Like, just like natural boxing. He's going to have the longer arms, but like, it's not that much better where he's just going to come out, and if Katona can't get to the fight to the ground, he's going to knock him out. Like, Katona has good striking himself, and then Katona has way better grappling. Maybe not in the first round, but he can keep working on it. I mean, the dude submitted Bryce Mitchell on the Ultimate Fighter, so you know his grappling's good. And he's got phenomenal cardio, and he's got way better experience. Like, he's fought tough Russians, and then he's fought Timur Valiev, and he's fought Bryce Mitchell, and he's fought Merab, and he's fought all these dudes. And like, who's Garrett Armfield fought anybody in the history of anybody? And anybody he stepped up and fought anybody decent, he got whooped. So I like Katona here a lot. And then he's never been finished. Durable, been in there with tough people, never been finished. So I don't really see where Armfield, like, how he beats him. So love Katona here. I got him parlayed with Jasmine. I didn't want to say it. I ain't trying to jinx nobody's stuff, man. I told everybody's going to have to start paying me money, so I stopped doing parlays. Just give me some units, and I'll stop jinxing everybody's bets, because it seems like when I put a parlay in, man, them fucking things, somebody falls off. Last week it was Cop. Last 5 weeks in a row before that, it was somebody. So
talking about DraftKings lines, you know what I got Cop at?
What's that?
-130 and -140.
Mm-hmm.
It opened even closer, but I wasn't fast enough.
I'm the only one that was on him, but Nicolau was going to win that fight, guys. Just saying.
I mean, he had a chance, especially if Cop would have, if Nicolau would have accepted it, he probably would. Cop looked terrible at face-offs. Like, he's just like looking down, and like, he just looked sickly. Like, he did not look good. So like, I'm glad he didn't fight, because he probably would have.
Do we know if Nicolau said no or the commission said no?
I have no clue.
Yeah,
probably not Nicolau. I wouldn't have. But when we faced off, I'd have been like, "I don't know, give me some money," and you look terrible. Because I would have thought, if I'm Nicolau, I think I beat you regular. You know what I mean? I think I beat you when you're healthy. So if you had something, obviously, to be wrong, it'd be 3-5 over.
Because you remember first they announced that it's still happening.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they faced off.
So
they faced off and everything.
Nicolau accepting it, and then I think the commission probably was just like, "Nah."
That makes sense. I mean, that's a pretty big miss, especially when a guy doesn't look very good. So
and flyweight also, that's a lot.
Yeah.
It's like what, 3.5 pounds?
Yeah, and that's 3.5 over the 1 pound allowance that you already get. So like, it's pretty rough. But I guess that leaves us with Mike to wrap it up for the Katona and Armfield matchup. Once he's done reaching off the screen there, I'll buy some time for him. Don't worry, dude. I got your back.
Yo, Tyler, you're too good, bro. You're too good. But yeah, I don't have anything too exciting to add here. I like Katona a lot. I felt like I would like maybe Armfield as the dog at first pre-tape. That's usually where my mind goes, is let's look at the underdog. But nah, my guy Katona is nice. He's super annoying, and it was so funny watching him in the Tough House. But like, he's a nerd, bro. He's an absolute damn nerd. When he was like asking Chandler to do tape, I was dying, bro. I was dying. I think he has Garrett covered. I don't even think necessarily Armfield is a much better striker than him. I think it's probably even, if not, I personally lean Katona. I think he's a pretty clean striker too at this point. That fight with Gibson was legit, dude. Gibson is, first of all, he's underrated as hell. Dude is good. He's a great striker, extremely long, and he's huge. He's a giant. And Katona was losing that fight. And then he pulled up and he did what he had to do, closed that range, got his nice shots in. The combos are nasty. The dude is just so clean. He's incredibly well-rounded. It feels square, but yeah, I don't think that Armfield wins this outside of like an early finish. So I was hesitant to touch the money line at such a steep price, but I ended up laying it. I played -185 to win 1 unit. I feel like it's a pretty good bet. So that's where I'm at.
For sure. Okay, so when I was watching my dude Artem MMA Analysis, I love that guy. He was doing a live stream during one of the tough fights or whatever. It was the first one where Brad Katona mentioned he had a girlfriend, and I almost lost my shit. I was like, no way is anybody dating this man. How can you handle it? This guy's horrible to talk to.
He's a psychopath, dude.
Like, you hear the guys, like, everybody hated him. Oh my gosh. I couldn't imagine. That woman deserves a medal. She's a trooper. She really is. Like, he's got to be a nightmare, but I don't know. We must move on. We've all broke down this one down. We've all got it. And the next one is a fight I'm really looking forward to talk about, because wait, here we go. His girlfriend's a fighter too. No way. Who's his girlfriend?
That'll do it.
Yeah, she could probably
Pollyanna Viana.
Yeah, no way he could do that. No way. 'Cause she's like crazy.
Amanda Hebas. What if it was somebody all freaking nice?
No, it's got to be somebody real, like real nice.
I think they showed her on the Ultimate Fighter.
I think they might have, and I just
She's
can't
from
remember.
Ireland. He lives in Ireland and stuff now.
Yeah,
But yeah, she's probably nice as hell. She's got to be. Got to be nice.
She's a trooper, man. She's a real
That's
trooper.
what I'm saying.
But Arnold Allen, Movsar Evloev. This fight, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers here, guys, because I think Arnold Allen is actually going to hurt Evloev bad. I think he's gonna mess him up. And here's why. I think Evloev is very talented. Don't get me wrong, but people are all of a sudden acting like Arnold Allen isn't one of the best fighters on the planet because he went to a close decision with Max Holloway. You guys got to be kidding me. Arnold Allen's fantastic, and I think Max Holloway absolutely just runs over Evloev. So it's like if you're playing the math game here, like Max Holloway would just brutalize poor Evloev. Arnold Allen he made that fight closer than most people thought. A lot of people were just betting Holloway, like, oh, this guy's easy money here. And yeah, it cashed, but like we were sweating a little bit in the fifth round there. He did wobble him a little bit. Max Holloway wobbled him, but like Arnold Allen's good, guys. He's good. He's only lost twice in his entire career. Once was forever ago to somebody I can't even remember the name. And then the other one is Max Holloway in a pretty darn close fight. Arnold Allen's going to hurt this man. And he does something that I really like here. And it's when Evloev gets in close, what's going to happen is Allen is really good about framing off of a face and just landing a big, heavy power shot. And he does that to a lot of guys. And I think he's going to do that. And if Evloev doesn't secure the takedown repeatedly, at some point, he's going to get that face framed and get that big power shot. And he's going to have to start thinking twice about coming in for a shot on a guy like Arnold Allen. I think Arnold Allen can reverse position against the cage even if it ends up there. And I think from there, he could get the takedown because up against the cage, Arnold Allen's wrestling is absolutely great. He has good cage wrestling. He's not like an open mat wrestler shooting, beautiful double legs and whatever. But the dude does have very good cage wrestling. I think Arnold Allen's going to beat him bad. I think he's going to hurt him really good in this one. I think it's Arnold Allen all day. It's not my most confident pick on the card. He's not Jasudavicius, but at the same time, Arnold Allen's getting this one done. Blood Bunny, I know you have a different opinion on this one, if I remember correctly. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm taking Mobsar, but I'm not like confident. Not to bet him. I just think that dude, Arnold Allen's so good. Here's what I've been telling people all week too, with like the Mobsar stuff. Like there's so many. If you're gonna bet Mobsar at minus 200, you might as well pick somebody that has a way easier, less skilled opponent that's minus 200 or lower. You know what I mean? Like Siri Cedi's fighting just a basic boxer. That's it. That's a low like numbered like 39 in Southwest America or something weird. But when you're fighting, picking these fights, it's tough to call because you got two of the most skilled dudes in the world going at it. And Mobsar, I think his striking's like good enough to survive with Allen. And then I think he's going to be able to, he just keeps pushing the pace with his wrestling. And eventually he's going to land a takedown or two and be able to mix it in. So that's the only reason I'm leaning with Mobsar, because I don't think the striking gap is that much crazier. And then I think his wrestling gap's going to be a little better. But then I don't know, because Arnold Allen has excellent takedown defense. Like when you watch Mobsar and Arnold Allen both fight Nick Lentz, like Nick Lentz had some decent moments against Mobsar, definitely with the guillotine and stuff. And he couldn't even get close to take Arnold Allen down because he's just constantly moving. He's got excellent footwork and movement, and it's hard to get him down. But Mobsar's striking's gotten so much better since he fought Nick Lentz. Like his striking, it doesn't look near as bad. And he can take a punch too. Diego Lopez hit him with some big punches, had him rocked. Dawodu hit him with a couple. But I'm going to pick Mobsar, but I'm not betting this fight because the line gets out of control because Arnold Allen is really, really good, man. Like he's really good. So you bet minus 200, and it's most likely by Mobsar by decision. So that means 3 rounds of you hoping he doesn't get caught. Something happened. That's a long time. So I'll stay away. Take Mobsar as a pick, but stay away as a bet for right now.
Fair enough. Mike, please tell me you've got some sense on this one. I'm worried that you don't, because I know you.
Nah, I'm about to go in on you. So I played Evloev earlier, so I got him at minus 160-ish. So yeah, I got a better price. Would I be playing him at minus 200? Probably not. I do agree this is a close fight. Allen is definitely the better striker. He's good at range. He moves very well, and that's going to make it hard for Evloev to come in here and get those takedowns. But bro, let's be real here. Allen has never fought anybody of the wrestling caliber of Evloev. The closest was Mads Burnell. And what was happening in that fight? Mads Burnell was fucking him up from pillar to post until he got that submission. Yes, that was in 2018. We're talking about a minute ago, but that was the last time he faced a good grappler. Since then? Nick Lentz at what, 38? Well, how old was he? Other than that, nobody. Styles make fights. Yeah, he looked okay against Holloway. Great, fantastic. This isn't going to be a boxing fight. We're gonna at least see a ton of takedown attempts, and I think they're going to come. I think he's going to get those takedowns. Trust me, dude, I used to love trying to fade Evloev, but eventually you got to learn your damn lesson. Dude's undefeated for a reason. He was champion in M1. Not the most amazing thing to accomplish, but he was 9-0 literally when he left M1. Still super green, still super young, came into the UFC. How many bad positions has he been put into? And when's he lost? Comes back from everything. You put him in a bad sub, he gets out. You hurt him, he's right back in there. Can Allen knock him out? Absolutely. I'm even considering a hedge because the KO is plus 800. But in terms of who do I think is going to win, I'm fairly confident it's going to be Evloev. I've seen Evloev fight good strikers before. I have not seen Allen fight a wrestler like Evloev before. So give me Movsar. I think you're muted, Tyler, unless it's just me.
There we go. We're back. I muted it. Yeah. You know, opposite sides, it's whatever. The real thing that we need to figure out here, though, because Real Fight Picks is hitting us with another car reference. Okay, who is the Tesla and who is the Rivian? Because, like, that makes a big difference. Real Fight Picks, drop that in the chat, and next time don't make me wait for it, man. That's just messed up. So let me know, and by the time that TB's done telling us what he thinks, I hope to be able to make a real pick based on the car reference, because I think that's the way we really decide these picks here. TB, what do you got, brother?
Yeah, listen, I'm on Team Couch Warrior, digging into grandma's couch cushions and scrounging up a 4-unit second best bet of the night on a money line. Movsar Evloev, can I be honest with you for a second? Did you say Arnold Allen's a better striker? On what metrics?
I mean,
I'm not working off metrics. Oh, you too, Tyler?
Oh, yeah, both of us think so, I think.
I kind of think that Allen's a better striker than Evloev too.
Okay. But when you factor in that he's going to be worried about the takedowns coming in, there's a reason why Evloev lands a lot more than his opponents land. And also he lands a lot more per minute at distance than Arnold Allen does. Can I remind you that Sodiq Yusuff was winning on the minutes until Arnold Allen won on the moment? Can I remind you that every time that Arnold Allen has ever faced a takedown against a real grappler, that he's given it up? Against a real grappler. Movsar Evloev, the biggest issue for him is not getting knocked out in this fight. Take Arnold Allen's submission plus 1,000. You know Movsar's neck is going to be available. But while you're hoping the Gilly gets synced in, Movsar's sinking in on his 10th takedown, sitting on top of Arnold Allen. And it's not a 5-round fight. It's Movsar going to win at least 2 out of the 3 rounds with his wrestling. He's not getting finished. And Andrei Arlovsky's fucking spinning. It's Movsar Evloev minus 170. Minus 170. And I got him for 4 units tracked on BetMMA. I tweeted it out there for you. If you were dumb enough to miss the line, I'm sorry. I apologize. But listen, I just can't take Arnold Allen as a guy facing a wrestler in a 3-round fight. And the guy has cardio. Movsar's going to be fine, bro. Once he's in a 5-round fight against a real athlete with real takedown defense, the only thing he's got to worry about here is that bicep. You see this here? You see that bicep? You know, so I don't know. Listen, I like having fun when breaking down fights. I respect everyone's opinions, but I got Evloev with a 4-unit bet here.
I have 3.4 on him also, so I'm in there heavy with you.
I don't mind it because I don't think that the striking is that much different. But I do think Arnold Allen's because he's a striker and Evloev's like a wrestler and grappler that became decent and good at striking, where Arnold's like a striker that became good at grappling. So, but I don't blame you guys. You guys both got bets on Movsar. I don't blame you. I like
Andrew. What are you talking about?
It's just going to be close.
Literally pull it up. 2018. Mads Burnell, Brendan Allen.
Yeah, that was
Arnold
a good fight
Allen,
back in the
Arnold
day.
Allen.
Mads Burnell's a phenomenal grappler too.
2018. That's 6 years, right? I'm not.
Mads was beating him, right? Mads won the first 2 rounds, and then Arnold choked him out in the 3rd.
So was Sadiq until he gets wobbled.
But they was like kids back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sadiq was winning all the moments of that fight. Besides,
Also,
the time he
Sadiq
knocked
got
down.
wobbled by Gabriel Benitez, so let's also not act
Yeah.
like that's super
Sadiq
impressive.
does get wobbled a lot. He does.
Yeah. So once again, Arnold Allen wobbling someone that come on, Sadiq. You don't.
But he wobbled
and
Max a
Barbosa
little
nearly
bit, though.
finished him too. Come on. There's a lot of things that point me to the Mozart direction. I appreciate the co-host of this show. I appreciate everyone's opinions, but that
Hey,
It
there
doesn't
you
sound
go.
like it. It doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, it
No,
sounds
no,
like
no.
you just think my opinions are stupid, and I should
No,
probably
no,
just
no,
shut
no.
up and
I'm just gonna head out now.
I'm refusing to ever come back on the show. I just can't get along with anyone betting Arnold Allen. I just can't do it.
He's like, "You're cool. I'm out."
Against my religion. Okay.
I hate
Hey,
it.
when Arnold Allen puts him down and just puts his lights out, whether that be via submission or a knockout. In fact, he could probably win a decision too. I mean, he could drop him multiple times. Arnold Allen is so good, guys. I mean, I'll be on an island. I don't care. I've been in before. Me and my boy Jekka, we cashed, and I was with it. Everybody else said Jekka was going to lose.
Islands are the best.
There you go. There you go. So
Me
you know
and
what?
Dustin Stoltzfus, we went to war.
You got me on that one. I didn't pick Stoltzfus, honestly. I couldn't bet that guy. But hey,
Like
you
Mike
were
Breeden
right.
myself. Like Mike Breeden.
Yep, Mike Breeden. There you go.
Leave me alone.
Dude, okay.
Hey, I was on Mike Breeden. I was on Mike Breeden too.
Nah, dude, my worst bet probably of all
know.
time. So I'll be real.
But
Dude, I bet Spivak. I bet
chill about
Spivak
it
versus
after.
Gane. That was a terrible bet.
Oh, same.
Dude, we've all made bet. I made that same bet, dude. Like I remember making that bet and like watching the fight, just being like, dude, I feel so stupid.
Like you're just like off because it wasn't even like Gane just knocked him out in the first 30 seconds. Like he just showed that Spivak had no fucking chance of winning that fight ever. 100 out of 100 unless he blows his knee out. That's the only way Spivak would ever win that fight.
I think Serghei was just coordinating the invasion on
You can know what you need to work on, but you can't catch up to someone like Evloev, who's been doing this literally his entire life and is already an extremely high level grappler.
Yeah,
you can
Evloev's
train
gonna be
all
the better
you want.
grappler.
It's just not going to get there.
He's just got to corral him. He's got to get his footwork down. This would be better for Evloev in the small cage, but
I think the small cage narrative is underrated. I said it last week. I felt like
there's not a narrative. It's a fucking fact that they made that cage to be smaller to create more action for the fights.
They
like
did
it's
do
a
that.
smaller
I'm
cage.
saying for the grappling, like I don't think it's an edge for grapplers to be in the small cage.
Well, it is if I can get you back to the fence quicker. You know what I mean?
If
I got to get you
depends if
3
you're good
steps
off the
back
fence,
instead of
though.
6.
Yeah,
That means I got to do a couple less movements to get you back, and then you know what I mean, to get you up against the fence. Because most guys don't want to just take you down in the middle of the cage and just like fucking double leg you and hit it.
So that's the thing. It's a
fireman's
good
Those are the best takedowns.
It's good for the cage wrestlers, but those dudes that do like
I
really
think it's
good
bad
over
for
mat
the cage
takedowns.
wrestlers.
Yeah, the cage wrestling is a really like
That's
it's
like all there is now. Though. I mean, there's not very many dudes that are just taking dudes down in the middle of the cage.
there's a select few for sure.
Yeah, it's like because people know how to like defend it and get up, get to the cage. They want to get to the cage to help them stay up, and then but I think the little cage. I mean, but then again, like if it's striking, especially 2 strikers, it just makes action. You know what I mean? When they're close, they got to be closer to each other, less movement. But I don't know.
Yeah. So Effie pointed it out. And it makes sense. Like for the bigger guys, it makes a lot. Like it matters a lot more because
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
265
There's no
pounds in
room.
there.
They're like already. They like start off and they got 2 steps, bro, and they're already. I think I bet fucking the over in Volkov versus Alistair Overeem, and it was in that small cage. And dude, they started going. I'm like, holy shit! There's nowhere for these guys to go. Like their reach, dude. But they were both so big. I'm like, oh my.
Especially Volkov.
Yeah, and then it went. But most the lot and dude, it ended. I lost it by like 10 seconds too.
Dude.
Like,
and heavyweight overs is just like you almost like. There are very few heavyweights. You don't just bet the over by default, in my opinion.
No, but them dudes were tough, and Volkov wasn't really finishing dudes until he started putting that fucking weight on.
Yeah,
man. When he put that weight on after Lewis threw in that beating, he started hitting people in the face hard as shit.
Yeah, dude. Volkov's one of my favorite heavyweights. Actually, he might be my
so
favorite
much
heavyweight.
money. God bless that guy.
I like him. I've made money on him, off him, everything. Remember, I had him on Romanov, and I had him at like minus 135, and he became like plus a bunch. I'm like,
dude, I bet so much on him in that one.
Fading Romanov 2 times really helped me out.
Yeah,
Tybura,
I bet
like
Tybura too.
250, I think.
I had Tybura like plus 380 in that one. That was freaking crazy. But I only had like 1.25 units because it was back before I was
Yeah, I
more
played
and
him heavy. Like I don't normally play dogs that heavy, but I had 2 units on him.
Excellent play.
Heard
Excellent.
that, brother. Okay, let's move on to the next one. We've got a handful of fights left, 4 of them to be exact. We've got Chris Curtis and Marc-Andre Barriault. I think that's how you say that. Pinky, where are you at down there? Let me know what the proper pronunciation for Marc-Andre's name is. You got the you got it right earlier. So.
Marc-Andre Barriault.
Barriault. Okay, we're gonna go with that for now. And if Pinky can double down on that, that'd be great. But I think that's probably right because that sounds nice. Barriault. Sounds cool. I gotta learn how to say that. Anyway, let's see. I think we're on Cody first on this one. You got Curtis and Marc-Andre. What do you like?
Yeah, I like Chris Curtis in this one, man. I mean, like we've seen Curtis fight like more guys in the UFC that haven't just engaged with him and gave him a brawl. Like the dudes that did paid for it too, like Phil Hawes and Brendan Allen, like people that just exchanged with him. So then when he fought, I mean, besides Calvin Gastelum, which that fight was really close, but like Calvin Gastelum's got a chin on him, dude. Like if you go back and watch that fight, like Chris Curtis hit him with some shots, dude, that I feel like would have dropped most human beings, like right on the chin, but and some knees and stuff like that he was hitting Calvin with in second, third. But he's just a counter puncher, man. He's just sitting there literally walking you down, waiting for you to punch at him so he can hit you hit you with hooks to the body, hit you with that straight left. And he's getting a guy here that's a relentless volume striker. You know what I mean? And Marc-Andre Barriault. So he's going to get what he wants. And if Barriault just keeps coming at him, throwing him, Barriault's tough and he's dangerous, but he's not like a one-shot knockout guy. So if he comes in throwing 2 shots and gets hit in the middle of his combo or whatever that Chris Curtis is going to do, he's going to mess him up. Then what Barriault usually does, like he did with Julian Marquez. Julian Marquez came out the first round, beat him up. He beat up Barriault. Barriault was a little slower and stuff, but then Marquez started slowing down by the second round and Barriault's pressure took over. And he was able to get him out of there. But when dudes don't fold on him, you know what I mean, and don't just give up, like he usually gets beat. Like even with Eric Anders beat him in that fight. I just watched it again. Like Barriault dropped him in the first 15 seconds. I had the over in that. So I'm like, holy shit. But like then Anders came back and just was pushing him up against the cage, hitting him with knees. And like Barriault was like gassed out by the second round. And Anders, like I thought, beat him up in the second and third and could have won the first even after getting dropped because he like took over there. But like Anders is a big, strong dude though. But so I don't know. I just like Curtis ain't gonna gas out and he ain't gonna fold to the pressure. So I don't know. I just think this is a really good matchup for Chris Curtis, and I think that he can get it out of here. I think he can either get him out of here. I know Barriault's really durable too. He's usually, but he don't fight no power punchers really. If you go look at who he's fought, the only one he fought was Cheaty, and we seen what happened there. He went down with the first like crisp shot that hit him, but the rest is like Abu Zaitar, Dolce Lungimbula, Julian Marquez has some power, but he didn't hit him with no big power shots. But like Chris Curtis put you to sleep. Like he put Brendan Allen out. Not only that, but he works the body well. He's got excellent knees. He's got excellent takedown defense. So if he does hurt Marc-Andre, he's not going to take him down. I don't know, man. I just like I like Chris Curtis a lot in this fight right here. And I usually like Marc-Andre Barriault, but in this one, I think it's a perfect style matchup.
There you go, brother. Hey, real quick, Daz, I got your order for the T-shirt. I appreciate you, brother. That's fantastic. Drop your lightweight that you want for the tournament in the chat so I can just get that out of the way now. That'd be fantastic. And everybody can know and be intimidated by the pick that you make because it's going to be such a good one. If it's already taken, I'll let you know. But so do that down there. And that means we have one more spot left in our lightweight tournament to win a copy of World of Mixed Martial Arts 5. If you haven't bought a T-shirt and you're interested in doing so, do it now. You can get entered in a tournament. You get to pick a lightweight. Any in the world. It could be from UFC, Bellator, PFL, friggin' Ryzen, one championship. Does not matter. If they can make 155 pounds, we'll put them on there. We'll put them in the tournament to represent you in the tournament to win a free copy of World of Mixed Martial Arts 5. Don't be silly. Get yourself a T-shirt tonight. Do it while we're on the stream. That's even more fantastic because I can shout you out a little bit. Also, I didn't mention, if you do send me a photo on Twitter of you with your shirt, wearing your shirt, I will feature you in one of my full card breakdown videos. There you go, Cody. I'm waiting for that shirt, that picture of you in the shirt, brother. You know, you got it. I'll put you in my breakdown video. Tell everybody to go like your stuff. Even though all the people that like your stuff already are like, anybody that's on my channel probably already watches your stuff. Let's be honest. You got more people than me. But let's move on. I've chatted too much. Mike, break it down for me, Couch. Let's go.
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything Cody said. I feel like Chris is the side here, and I really want to play him. I really do. Earlier today, Bet365 still had him at minus 175, which is like significantly better than the rest of the market right now. So I've been thinking about it. It's just at the end of the day, like I'm torn, right? We always say he's a low output counter striker, right? But at the same time, is he really such a low volume guy? He's really not. 70 against Gastelum, 109 against Vieira, 84 against, I almost said fucking Sean Lally. Seriously, fuck that stat. But my point is there are fights where he is throwing a lot of punches. He does look to counter a lot, but I feel like he's been leading more. I tend to fade Chris Curtis for exactly those reasons. That's why I backed Evloev really, really heavy in that fight. Wish we got to see it play out. But for me, this is kind of like, I don't want to say tailor-made because the output, the pace could be a lot from Mark. But Mark is a hittable guy. He's a striker. He doesn't really wrestle at all. And even if he did, I don't think he's good enough to take down Chris Curtis. Chris is really good takedown defense. Evloev did get him down, which was interesting. But for me, that's probably a surprise thing, maybe. I don't really know. I can't really explain it too well to you guys because I don't know myself. I think Curtis has really good takedown defense, and I don't think Mark's going to get him down. So I have to think that Curtis is probably going to beat up on him. I do think he's going to do a lot of damage. Might be able to put him away. It's just for me to back him at almost 70%. Like, I can't do that. I can't do that against Mark, who will throw more, who will bring the pace, who will bring the pressure. And as long as he doesn't get knocked out, he'll be there. So I can't do that, unfortunately.
Okay. Hey, fair enough. TB, you got anything different on this? How do you feel?
I don't have a bet on this fight. Guru's been arguing with me all week on it. I don't feel great about it. What I can tell you is Curtis has never really outlanded a fighter in the UFC on the feet from distance, besides the one and only, the best striker in the world, Rodolfo Vieira. Oh, wait, he couldn't even knock out Rodolfo Vieira. All right. Then you're telling me that this guy, he should be at 170, Chris Curtis. And then MAB, he's a legit 185. Now, Chidi Njokuani, the only guy to obliterate the chin of MAB, that dude could be at 205. He's 6'5". He was 4 inches taller than MAB. Looked like he should be in a different weight class. However, Chris Curtis, he's given up 3 inches of height here. Now, he does have a 1-inch reach advantage. Curtis has more power. He's a better counter striker. He's probably going to be faster. He's been training with the champ. He looks like he's on the best garden of vegetable bounty of vitamins that he could possibly take. And he looks in great shape. So ultimately, yeah, the official pick is Chris Curtis. I feel like touching him at -200 and not just, like I said with a couple of these other people, if you're betting him at -200, you're betting him to get the finish. So just bet the finish. And if you're going to lose the money, you can bet a little less. And, you know, if you're going to lose anyways, you're going to lose. If the fight's in round 3, I don't feel great. Marc-Andre Barriault, a lot more pace.
Sorry, TB, but I'll give you guys something. Chris Curtis, at least earlier today on Bet Rivers, Unibet, whatever skin you might have that book, he was like -156 for finish only, which is pretty interesting. Pretty interesting.
It speaks for itself. I think Curtis should be the better fighter. Nothing makes me want to take him at -200. If you're beating the line, it's a different story. Cody's generally ahead of the line movement. So he's generally the one moving the market, quite frankly. Me, I'm sitting here digging into grandma's couch cushions and telling you guys what not to bet. But, you know, I'm doing my best here. So a little Curtis round 1 or 2. That's the only way I would touch it.
Fair enough.
I don't mind that. Like, both great breakdowns, man.
The real question, though, is grandma's couch similar to the
Beverly Hills
that Mike happens to have that he becomes a warrior from?
Bro, I'm moving soon. I'm getting an armchair for the show. I'm getting a legit, like one of them classic ass.
I'm making me a new chair too, a nice chair.
Grandpa's armchair. So when you've used up all of grandma's couch cushions, you dig into grandpa's.
I want to do a real couch, but I can't just drag a couch to my desk every time.
Why?
So I figure if I have like a couch-looking armchair, that I can just drag in whenever I'm taping. So probably gonna end up doing something like that.
Why can't you just bring in a couch? Like,
I mean, I technically could. It depends where my desk is. Right now, my desk is in my bedroom, as you can tell.
Dude,
you're moving. You can set it up however you want.
I'm gonna solve all
Depends
your
on the apartments, bro. New York City, there's not many options out here. Brooklyn,
ditch the bed, get a couch that pulls out into a bed. Problem solved, brother.
Bro, he definitely want to back.
Let me just go build a metal shack like you, Tyler. Then I'll be good.
Hey, bunker. I prefer the word bunker, not a shack, brother.
Bunker.
The Chair Warrior podcast, yes.
What the people tune in for, you know.
Armchair Warrior podcast.
The Armchair Warrior. Okay. Yeah, there you go.
You know, the show was originally going to be named Keyboard Warrior, but that was already used for something MMA related, so I had to go with Couch.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You gotta
Yeah.
fight.
It would have
Then
been
you run
easier
into
on
a
you to pick
situation
Chair
where
Warrior.
you've got like multiple gurus too. You know what I mean? Like that's a
Yeah.
thing.
It would've
Oh,
been a
yeah,
lot
so-
easier.
Funny story. Guru started with the MMA Guru on Instagram before anybody knew who the MMA Guru was. And then I told him, I was like, dude, like, you got to change your name, man. Like, this guy's bigger than you, like, big time bigger than you. He's like, I don't know what to do. I was like, call yourself the MMA Guru. You know, it'll work. And then he was like, I was like, you know what? Actually, some MMA fans, you know, that actually might not work. So I was like, let's maybe, like, I was like already TV scouting MMA. I was like, you can steal the scouting MMA moniker if you want. We're under the same channel. So
Right.
I told
why
him he
not?
should still probably change his name. It's kind of, you know.
I mean, now it's his though, but who knows?
I know it is. It is. Because at least, you know, at least it's not just the MMA Guru like it used to be.
That's
He could
the only one I
probably
watch.
sell off. Like, does he still have that Instagram handle? Has he changed it?
He has like the MMA, like it's something like that. Like it's or like maybe one underscore in there, like the
Oh,
MMA,
yeah,
something
okay.
like that. But the thing is, like the other guy wasn't on Instagram, and he used to just like be on Instagram, and that was it. Like so, before he
Right.
got to Twitter or YouTube or anything, like we just had no idea that guy even existed.
It's fair enough. Yeah, because like somebody on Instagram when I got to Instagram to finally create one, somebody already had 130 MMA, and it was like some like spam account that like had just like kanji symbols for the name, and like they had like 0 posts. So I was like, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
But
this is also
like-
5 years ago too.
dude,
At
see,
least
like
5
yeah,
years
that's early. When did so like that was before? I guess I don't know
Yeah.
when the like really popular MMA Guru came around.
He's
It's a
been
great
around for a
question.
while.
He's been around for a while.
And
But
who came first? Is this
I
like a
think-
chicken and the egg thing?
Chicken
no, I
or the
think he
egg,
was
bro.
on the I think like the more famous MMA Guru was on YouTube first. But
That checks out.
I think like 6 years ago when Guru Scouting MMA first created his Instagram, that was the
He was first. I got
Yeah.
you. Okay. Well,
like, but I don't, you know, like the other guys obviously doing a lot better. So
so I think the only way we can really solve this is when we do our YouTube MMA capper fights, Guru
Yes.
versus Guru. Winner
Easily.
keeps the name. Losers.
Well, there's prediction. Guru,
given
too.
I know what Guru Scouting MMA looks like, he's just gonna give up his name after we saw what you know the MMA Guru looks like. But anyways, we got real fights to break down, don't we?
Anyways,
Yes,
let's
sir.
check out it, bro.
I'm almost going on 4 hours here, boys.
That's true. Okay, we gotta breeze
roll
along
it.
here. TV's been going.
It's almost 12 over here, bro. Let's
That's
go.
true. Okay, yeah, it's late.
I'm the
Okay.
I'm the YouTube warrior right now.
So Chris Curtis, Marc-Andre Barriault. Something about Chris Curtis fights that just gets me going on this tangent. I'm going to try to make it really short. Here's the thing. Everybody always says that Chris Curtis is always getting outlanded. He's not getting outlanded, fellas. Here's the deal. He's blocking these shots when they're hitting his arms. I watched the Buckley fight personally just drove me up a wall. They said Buckley outlanded him by like a crazy amount or whatever. If you were watching the fight and you were watching it closely, if you slow it even down a little bit, you see that Buckley's hitting the arms on most of those punches. And Curtis is then slamming him with shots. I'm still pissed about that because I put a bet in on a book that I had that they had a little typo. I put the bet in at Chris Curtis to win by knockout at plus 2,500. They meant to do plus 250. They voided the bet entirely. Rather than just giving me the line that they meant to put in even, they just voided it entirely, and I was really pissed because I thought I just wanted a shitload of money. But either way, point is, I think Chris Curtis is going to knock him out here. I think he's going to knock him out in round number 2, and I think that's what's going to happen. And we don't need to cover it too much more because it sounds like we're all in the same realm on that one. And we'll move right along to what do we got? Neil Magny, proper Mike Malott. That's the next fight. I believe Couch Warriors kicking this one off. So
course.
kicking your feet up
Of course
on the coffee table from the couch. Break it down, brother.
Of course, I get Dan Magny, bro. Honestly, he's my guy. Magny's my guy. He's made me a ton of money. I've picked good spots with him. I backed him against Jeff Neal. I backed him against what's-his-face, D-Rod. Backed him against Rowe. I backed Max Griffin against him, and I still think Griffin won that fight, but it is what it is. Magny's the ultimate gatekeeper. You've probably anybody watching this probably already heard this like 10,000 times from anybody else at the stream. It's the truth, but he's a really good fighter. He's honestly, to me, this is a really big step up from Mike Malott. I'm going to call him Mike, make my life easy. But this is a big step up for him. He's never fought a guy like at this level. He's never really fought a guy like Magny, period. His competition pre-UFC was trash. He's looked okay since then, but we're talking about the Renfro win is pretty impressive. I'm not going to downplay that one. Smotritsky, Mickey Gall, Lane Ness, that was impressive. And, you know, it's hard to tell with Lane Ness exactly where to put him. But in future, you know, it's okay. He's a good fighter. He's well-rounded. He's aggressive. He's dangerous. He's a better finisher than Magny. It's just what happens after round 1? What happens after the first minute of round 2? He could really guess. This could end up looking like Bonfim, right? I think Just Win Baby brought it up on Twitter. Credit to him. But it could look very similar there. Similar dynamic. I almost got burnt there. Thank God Jubilee happened, so I ended up hedging my ass out of there. But to me, it's similar vibes. I think the Fugit is very dangerous, and I do think he can get Magny out at this point in Magny's career. But, you know, plus 300, I'm already getting tempted. I'm already thinking about it. We'll see if I end up getting there. And we spoke about it early on. Plus 3. Wow. Oh, no way. Really?
We got him placing a bet right now.
Nah. I write this shit down during streams on these little post-it notes. But good looks, Daz. I gotta write that down. Magny round 3. But I mentioned earlier on in the show, his KO is only plus 800, which is like really weird. It's just I don't understand why it's so low. And his sub is plus 2,000. Another bet I gotta write down. That's also pretty weird. So, yeah, that's my thing. I think Fugit probably wins, but the value seems to be on Magny, and we'll see if I end up putting my money where my mouth is.
Fair enough. Let's roll right into TV. Let's get it, brother.
Yeah, listen, I mean, Mike Malott, this is another one of those spots, except I might go a little bit harder towards the underdog here. But if you're betting Mike Malott and it's in round 2 and round 3, how great are you feeling? The only responsible thing to do with your money if you're on the Malott side is to bet Mike Malott round 1. Mike Malott going into round 2 in the Fugit fight, I mean, we're talking like Garrett Armfield versus Toshiomi Kazama levels of inhaling. This guy was like, I need to do whatever it takes to get this guy out now. Hurts him a little bit, jumps death gilly. If that one doesn't lock in, I think we start to see the Mike Malott experience that we've been waiting for. The other thing I'll bring up is that, yes, Neil Magny, you look at this guy's last 4 wins versus last 4 losses. I mean, it's like Shavkat, Gilbert Burns. It's like the likes of that. And then you look the other way, and it's like the guys he's beating. It's like Phil Rowe, someone that's actually gigantic and athletic and has knockout power. You know, other people in that category, Li Jingliang. If you are not able to put Neil Magny out in round 1, then you have an issue here. Because in round 2, after Ian Gary absolutely beat Neil Magny's legs worse than Ian Gary claimed that Neil Magny beats his children, Neil Magny is still able to get back takes in round 2. Still. And now it doesn't last for too long, but it lasts for about a minute. And Mike Malott loves going for these in the clinch, outside trip, fall on top, get into side, get into an arm triangle choke. That's not going to just work against the tall, gangly, brown belt, scrambly, very annoying Neil Magny. You have to be the highest of level of wrestlers with elite cardio to hold this guy down. Yeah, Leon Edwards, you know, RDA. You know, there's plenty of guys that have done it before. But listen, thank you. You gotta, when in doubt, go with Andrei Arlovsky, because we're standing on fucking business. Already we moved the line to minus 350, and I haven't even gotten on Magny yet with my $20.
Can
you imagine?
3,300. I checked.
I'm just saying, can you imagine when I get my $20 out on Neil Magny, what the line is going to do at that point? I can't even imagine. But ultimately, Mike Malott, you probably have to have a round 1. He might even be the official pick, but I got to have something on Neil Magny money line. I got to have something on Neil Magny round 2, round 3. And if I end up getting AIDS because of it, that's my own fault. But I just have to do it. All right. What do you
I
guys
just
get?
played round 3 live on air, plus 2,800. Bet Rivers, 10th of a unit to win 2.8. I'll take it. And if
Dude, I
he
love
dies,
it.
We're
he dies.
standing on business.
I agree with Effie. That's hilarious, Effie. That's it's crazy.
So that's the thing too, because like I understand, like, you know, we're talking
Full-blown
bets and all that
AIDS, too,
stuff.
TB.
We're also picking
None of that
fights
shit
before
that
you
gets
get
cured,
spread.
TB. Full blown.
You're talking like everything all at once.
All of
We're
it.
talking it all. So we
AZT
gotta-
Everything,
speeding it up
everywhere.
too. AZT speeding it up for you too, bro.
There you go. You got to make sure you're covering it all, though. You got to cover all your bases, right? I do agree. You shouldn't be betting on Mike Malott at the range he's at. However, if he goes out there and just finishes Magny in the first 2 minutes, he's going to cover that line, and he definitely could. He definitely could. And that's when you're like, oh, why didn't you bet him in the first round? Could it eke into the second round? Yeah, possibly. So maybe you bet him like even inside the distance, you're getting a little bit better line, not much, but a little bit. The point is, I think Mike Malott probably wins. I do. I think Malott is actually a pretty good fighter. But you can't just like take a money line for sure. Now he's in my pretty much all Canadian parlay because like that's what you do. It's last time they were in Canada, all the Canadians won, so you do that for the $3 that you put on it. Like I did, like it's whatever. But like you don't just go out there and just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna lay minus 400 or minus 350 on Mike Malott. I do think he wins. I don't know how he wins, but it's probably in the first round. Whether it's a knockout or a submission, probably a submission, but it could be a knockout. But when I was listening to Couch Warriors show yesterday, the fact that they pointed out that Magny's knockout is only plus 800
So
does
weird.
make me think somebody knows something that I don't know.
And then we noticed that today that the sub is plus 2,000. These
Which
things
is
don't add
crazy.
up.
It makes me think somebody thinks Malott's getting knocked out. But I don't know. So I'm going to pick Malott for the sake of a pick. It's what I do. I want to make sure my Tapology picking percentage stays nice. Right now it's around like what? I think it's like 66%. That's okay. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's pretty decent. But Cody, what do you got? Who's your pick and why?
Dude, everything tells me to pick Neil Magny because just like I don't even need to. What you guys broke it down perfectly. I mean, if you watch it, you can see he looked like he was slowing down a little bit against Fugit, but then he explodes with one of the sickest little combos you're ever going to see. The same shit he hit Mickey Gall with. He comes with that left hook and the fast or the right hook and the way it's coming. I'm freaking tired as hell right now. But whichever way it's coming, bro, he throws them short and fast. It's the exact same thing he hit Mickey Gall with that he hit Fugit with, but it looked like he was starting to slow down a little bit. He wrestled in the first round. He couldn't get Fugit out of there. It looked like he was slowing down just a little bit, but we'll never know on that one. But on this, like the people that's taking Magny down and choking him out are like Damian Maya, Gilbert Burns, Shavkat, people like that. Like not really just like Mike Malott, but Mike Malott's guillotines and chokes are freaking tight as shit, dude. If you look at him on the Contender Series, you look at what he put Fugit in, like them are tight chokes you can't get out. Like, so I don't know, man. This line's way off. He should be like minus 210. Like, to be honest, you know what I mean? Like minus 200, minus 210, because we still don't really know what he's about after that first round and a half. And I just don't think he's going to, if he didn't come out and take Adam Fugit down and choke him out in the first round, I don't think he's going to do it to Neil Magny. So then like, and then you get in the second, and I don't know if he just comes out, takes Magny down and chokes him out then. But I also seen Magny get freaking arm triangled by Gilbert Burns like it was nothing. So I don't know. And I'm staying away. I didn't bet anything on this fight. I can't blame anybody taking Neil Magny. If you're going to take Malott, can he win a decision, you think, here? If it goes to decision, think he
We
wins
don't know. There's nothing to tell us either way.
Because how you trying to get the price down? I'm saying, like, because you like, I guess submission, that would be the way. But then, like, man, I don't know. You know, I don't think Neil Magny's that it. And he's tough in the third round. He Darce choked Daniel Rodriguez in the third round. Like, he's tough in it. And he's got so much experience. And he could just use the first round by cage clinching and stuff with Malott. So there's so much stuff that could go on in this fight. I mean, I don't really think I want to pick against Malott just because he seems like he's really good. And like, you know, until you see him really get exposed, unless Hakeem Dawodu runs out of the crowd and hits him with an elbow and puts him out like he did earlier in his career. But other than that, man, I guess I'm gonna take Mike Malott, but I got no confidence yet. This is a show me. I'm sitting back and just seeing what this kid's about before I put any money on it.
Checks out for me. Camden in the chat wants to know if he should hedge. Here's what I told him. I said, I wouldn't hedge until after the first round because there's a good chance that Malott gets him out of there in the first round. And if so, there's no reason to hedge. However, if after the first round comes to an end, in between rounds, you live bet Magny. What do you guys think? Is that just real quick? Do you guys agree with that, or do you think it's different?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it depends I don't know what $100 is to you. Like, is that a unit? Is that like 10 units? Are you betting $10 normally? Like
3.5.
To me, that's a month of groceries, so I'm all about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you put a little bit, Neil Magny's like plus 280, plus 300. So even if you just put 10, you're gonna at least you ain't losing nothing for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Or if you put $12, $12.50, just depending.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you get your money back in a little more, and then if Mike Malott wins, you win a little more in that hedge. I mean,
I think you should hedge. Yeah, that's a good.
Honestly,
point.
because like, dude, like Neil Magny could win this fight. This is the kind of fight that he can win, but I don't know, man. I just wish we'd seen something more from Malott other than him just fucking dudes up. Like, you know.
Hey, nobody stopped him for a reason. So
yeah, true. He might come out here and just do that.
Who was supposed to stop him though? Fugit?
Yeah.
That was our best bet.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. We've only got a little time because you guys are getting sleepy, and I get it. So we're going to move on to the co-main event of the evening. We have Raquel Pennington, Mayra Bueno Silva for the Women's Bantamweight Championship, the vacant Women's Bantamweight Championship. I believe TB starting this one off, if I am not mistaken. So take it away, brother. Or
Okay,
Andrei Arlovski.
Yeah, Andrei Arlovski's got his best bet of the evening on this fight. Can you believe it? Our co-main event, the women's fight. Can you believe it? I'm doing it. I've got 5 units on Mayra Bueno Silva, Mohammed bin Salman, MBS. They share the initials. The similarities, she's going to carve her up with elbows and knees in the clinch. Raquel Pennington is going to be like Jamal Khashoggi by the time this thing is over. But I like MBS by inside the distance, by decision, submission, potential cut stoppage. Rocky is past it, getting this more based off of her name. What, she deserved this for a split decision over Viana? One of the most unimpressive performances.
And what did Silva do, though?
She at least choked out Holly Holm. She choked her out with a nasty ninja choke.
Okay.
She's inflicted damage. She moved up from 125 because Manon Fiorot was a bit too fast for her, but at the same time, she gave her like a solid fight, you know? Here's my thing is like Rocky Pennington, what's her game? Push people up in the clinch. Rocky Pennington is box people up off heavy front foot. Her front leg is going to get chopped off. And then if she goes to the clinch, she's going to get elbowed to the face, knee to the body. And then when she shoots for the desperation takedown, she's choked out. I don't see any other way this fight goes. 5 units, MBS. Rocky Pennington, a 5-round decision. She's going to be able to take that much damage. She's a new mom. I get that she didn't have the baby, but where's she really been at? This is her last check. This is it. This is her M&M, her one last shot, her one last opportunity. She's old. It's not happening. She was never a great fighter. I mean, I've seen a lot more finishing potential and great potential from Bueno Silva than I ever did Rocky Pennington. What, she's solid with a jab? She's stuck in the past. She's terrible. She doesn't inflict damage. She doesn't win by finish. She's not a good fighter. I'm the women's whisperer. Just ask about the last time that me and Cody went head to head on a women's fight. And I know he's not going the other way on this one. He's got MBS here, right?
Who was that?
It was the Ricci fight. It was Ricci versus Loopy, baby.
30-27.
Yeah,
One judge for Ricci. That's all I gotta say about that. Next question.
Fair enough.
But
I apologize. I get a little too spicy. The Robert Mondavi's flowing. We're having a good time. I love all you guys. Let's keep it moving.
Let's go. I love it. I love talking crap.
You might be swaying me a little bit with your. So I'm passing on this fight entirely. Of course, I'll make a pick for the sake of a pick. But my thought was originally that Silva is kind of going to just like gas out at some point. And Pennington was going to be able to hold her against the cage for a while and get the win. That's where I'm kind of leaning still. But like, my goodness, man, you make some good points. You said it with conviction. I could be swayed. It's late at night. A lot of like when you're having a conversation late at night, the emotions get high and sometimes you get swayed on things. It's happened. We've all swayed somebody with something late at night. We've been there. We've all done it. Especially when Mason goes wild.
Come on, baby. We're just talking MBS, baby.
So I don't know. It's definitely a possibility that it's definitely a possibility. And I haven't totally gone off on it yet, but I'm leaning for Rocky Pennington, but Kiwi Brew putting the donation. This is sponsored by you, Kiwi Brew, as well as Jeff Pelton from earlier. You guys, you're killing it. Cheers for all the hard work and late nights. Respect. Honestly, guys, I couldn't sleep anyway.
Everybody's awesome.
This is the only stuff that keeps me sane. Otherwise, life sucks. So if I don't get to talk fights, everything sucks. So here we are talking fights, and you guys are making it worth it. So thank you. For now, I'm going to say Rocky Pennington by decision, but I'm just not confident in it at all, and I'm passing on it. And I think I just like Rocky a little bit, so I kind of be just a biased pick. I don't know. But Cody, blood money, I know you're on Rocky. Let's hear it, brother.
Jesus. Well, I'm on Rocky. That's all I got.
Yes. You got to back me up, champ.
No,
I actually didn't know this. I feel
well, listen, I'm not no confidence. But there's like Rocky's been finished one time in 13 years, I believe, right? And that's by Nunes, and that took to round 5 of a beating. And I just don't think that. But if anybody else is going to do it, it's going to be Myra. But man, dude, this is a tough fight to call because it's going to be like basically like Pennington, and Pennington's they're big, they're around the same height. I think Pennington's like an inch taller, but she's going to be a little bigger because she's just always been a 35er. Like Holly Holm looked a lot bigger than Bueno Silva, dude. She got her head choked off, but. So that's all. I mean, I'm staying away from this fight, but I just see it like I've seen it. The thing is that we haven't seen Myra Bueno Silva go 5 rounds. She was scheduled for 5 rounds. She's gone 3, and I've seen her get gassed, like tired when she goes in the 3, even against Montana De La Rosa. And what's the other? I forget the other girl she went to decision with recently and won. But she looks a little like she gets a little tired. But she's freaking good though. She's got good Muay Thai. She's got good leg kicks. She's obviously got good submissions off her back, standing chokes. So there's all kinds of stuff. But I just think that I see it in my brain going to Pennington by decision because I just think that she can wear on her, keep her up against Case, not get choked. But then I'm not going to bet it even as a big underdog because I can see Bueno Silva getting the submission. So I'm picking Pennington by decision as a pick, but I'm not betting this at all. Staying away. Can't blame anybody for picking Myra Bueno Silva. I want Myra Bueno Silva to win because she's super fun fighter, super dangerous, and I could watch her for a long time. I like Pennington too because she's like a junkyard dog of females. You know what I mean? She's tough. She's well-rounded. She don't give up, and she's going to beat you up. If you have a little bit of chink in your armor of not being tough, she'll expose it as a girl. So it's going to be a good fight, but I'm just staying away. Like the last 3 fights, man, I don't have too good reads on, so I just stayed away, pick these other little spots.
Dude, I hear you there on the staying away. Mike, where are you at? So far we're divided. Are you going to make it a 2-2 or a 3-1? Here we go.
I'm going to make it 3-1. And look, I mean, I got to push back on some things. Dude, downplaying Pennington's wins is pretty crazy. She's got 16 fights in the UFC. You can say she's washed all you want, but where's the evidence of this? There's no actual fucking evidence because she hasn't lost since what, 2020?
True.
Like, let's be real here. She's coming out here. She submitted Macy. That's relatively impressive. Macy's not a bum like I used to think she was. Lad, it is what it is at this point. Who knows with fucking Lad? Sometimes she's great. Sometimes she sucks. But Caitlin Vieira is a good win too. She was what, 1 year younger a year ago when she beat Vieira, and what, like MBS is what, 3 years younger? Yeah, she's 3 years younger. It's not like she's some kind of young spring chicken. She's just getting out here. Who's more likely to finish? Clearly Silva. Clearly. And the money line's probably decent. You know, it's probably a decent price. What is it still? Minus 150-ish? Like, I think, you know,
I got minus 155. And
for me, that's accurate, so I wouldn't play it, but it makes sense. I just think that Silva clearly has gas tank issues. It's there. We see it. She is getting outboxed. It's not like she's coming out here and beating every single person on the feet. Marina Moroz completely outboxed her. Wu Yanan had so much success against her and then even had success on the ground on top of her after she couldn't get the subs. If she can't get those dangerous submissions, you can control her. And Wu Yanan did it. So I think that Rocky Pennington can do it as well. I think that Rocky's a better boxer, in my opinion, she's a much better boxer. Striking altogether, maybe not, because Muay Thai, knees, elbows, clinch. But in the clinch, I also think it's close. I think they fight a little different in the clinch, but I think that Pennington is also very good in the clinch. For me, a pretty easy, I'm not saying easy as in it's going to hit. I never say that. I don't believe in locks. I never say that shit. But in terms of making the pressing the button, I got Rocky Pennington decision only at -112 on Bet Rivers, which was a really easy 2-unit play for me because, look, you tell me we're going to a decision, 100%. You say, Mike, this goes to a decision. I'm telling you at least 7 or 8 times out of 10, we're going to a decision. And at -112, you're telling me it's only a 55% chance that Silva wins if we go to decision. I mean that Pennington wins if we go to decision. I think that's wrong. Even I checked right before I started talking. It's -143 now. I still think that's bettable. Look, of course, Silva can win a decision. Do I think it's a likely outcome if we get there? I do not. And the beauty of the bet is if Mayra Bueno Silva comes out there and gets that finish like a lot of people think she will, you get your money back. So that's the way I approach this one. Dude,
fair play. And I actually love the decision only for Pennington as far as if you're going to bet the fight. Because I do think that all for Bueno Silva to get it, I think it's inside the distance. That's what she does. Because you're right. Rounds 4 and 5, she's going to be pretty tired. And those are Pennington's. Judges kind of don't really remember what happened in the fight for some reason. So if you win pretty good in 4 and 5, they're going to be like, yeah, she won 5 rounds, right? So, yeah, that makes total sense to me. But we've got one fight left, guys, and we're going to break it down. We're going to do it. We're going to do it well. Gosh, I think this is the one I got to start off on, don't I? Okay, well, I got to start this one off. And so here's the thing, you guys. I keep saying that tonight because that's the Strickland line. If nobody caught on, there you go. You got it. I need to say something about this one, and it's not even necessarily about the fight itself. It's that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. And that is something that these fighters just can't wrap their head around. All of them, every single one of them. Yeah, somebody says something mean. Here's the deal, guys. There's truth or false when it comes to something that someone said. And if it's true and it's mean, well, that sucks, but guess what? It's just the truth, and you got to deal with it, move on. Don't cry about it because it's words. Words aren't going to hurt you. If it's false, so what? It's false. The same thing Drickus did in his media interview today people saying he's mouth-kissing his coach. He's like, yeah, whatever. I'm comfortable in my sexuality. It's whatever. It's just what it is. That's how you handle something like that. If somebody says something mean to you. And this is the same thing with the Covington Edwards thing. Everybody's like, oh, it's uncalled for. You don't ever say that. Dude, it's words. You guys are big, tough fighters. They're going to be fighting each other in a cage. Stop crying about words. It's just words. And I'm a Strickland fan. I'm not going to fault him for crying. I don't think that's not what I'm getting at. I'm just saying, dude, you just you can't be upset about words. It's just words. You're about to fight the guy for 25 minutes. Don't get upset if somebody says something mean. What you do is you store that information in your head and you say, okay, whatever. Yeah, you said this. And then when you're punching him in the face, you get a little more joy out of it. That's what happens. All right. You don't need, it just drives me crazy. All right. The fans get all upset about people saying, oh, that's a line cross. There's no such thing as a line cross. He said words. It's all it is. There's no harm done in words. And if you can't take an insult, then you probably shouldn't be a fighter. That's what it is. And that's for everybody. That's not just for this main event, but this main event has just sparked it this week. I've been saying this forever, and everybody thinks I'm out of line. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. So I'm saying that. All that said, I'm not betting this fight. Actually, I bet the over 1.5. I do think we get over 7.5 minutes. I think the over 1.5 is cool. I parlayed it up with Jasudavicius after the original Jasudavicius Carlos Ulberg fight fell out. Not those two fighting each other, but the parlay that I had. That would be a brutal fight. But so anyway, I parlayed that up. I think it's good. I think over 1.5 is pretty solid. And I'm gonna take Strickland for the pick. And it's not confident because it's a tough fight. But I'm taking the champion. I think he's gonna get it done. I know that rounds 4 and 5, he's still gonna be fresh as a daisy and putting it on. I don't know how Plessis is gonna look in rounds 4 and 5. Maybe he looks great. But I'm going to take the known commodity. Also, the fact people say people underestimate Strickland because they're like, oh, yeah, he's got some losses. When you look at his record, he's got 5 losses. One of them, which I don't agree with, it was the Cannonier fight. I thought he won that fight 4 rounds to 1. I thought round 4 was Cannonier's, the rest for Strickland's. Maybe I'm crazy. But his other losses, Alex Pereira knocked him out. Dude, the guy hits like a truck. He's been a champion in 2 divisions. It's whatever. He lost to Kamaru Usman when Usman was on the come up, and he out-grappled him, but it was a tough fight for Usman. Usman had to really struggle for that grappling. He got knocked out by Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. That dude arguably finished Renat Fakhretdinov at the old age he's at now, which is like old. If many other refs would have stopped that. Like, Strickland's losses are quality losses, right? And he's beaten some good guys. I think Strickland's going to get it done by decision probably. And I know that's a crazy long-winded answer, but we got to highlight really quick Pink Floyd coming in, sponsoring the show. It's bedtime, but before he goes to bed, the panel, he likes it. He likes the panel. Okay, I can see adding an E. It's nice. It adds a little flash, a little flavor, a little flair. I love it. It's fantastic. So, Pinky, I appreciate you. I don't know what $20 Canadian goes to in America here, but it's probably pretty good. So I appreciate you very much, you and everybody else that's donated to the chat. So thank you, guys. Cody, take it away. Who do you got in the main event? I'll highlight some other chats while you're going. Keep it up. You're muted.
Another fight I'm staying away from like a betting perspective, just because this is good enough to watch as a fan. This is like one of my favorite fights ever, to be honest. Definitely like this year announced, just because the style matchup of both these dudes, you know, they're both freaking like alpha dog, badass mofos that's been beating up dudes their whole career. And they're big. They get like, they both got good cardio, even though Dricus looks like he's dying, you know, halfway into the fight. But and then just, you know, they got their little drama and stuff outside the cage. And it's just cool to see a new freaking middleweight title fight other than Izzy, and they're fighting somebody, you know? So, but, yeah, man, this is going to be a good fight. In the end, after all the tape and everything, I'm going to watch, I'm going to take Sean Strickland. I just don't think that, I don't know if Dricus is going to go out and finish him in that first round or 2.5 rounds. You know what I mean? I just don't know if he's going to. I think he could come out here and try to wrestle him like he did like Till and freaking wrestled with Brunson a lot and kind of get tired, you know, and then them dudes like Brunson and Till and a lot of them guys, they get tired and they fold under pressure. But I just don't know if he comes out. He can come out in the first round and wrestle really, really hard with Sean, take him down, do some stuff kind of like Abus, and then, you know, slow the hell down, and then Sean doesn't slow down. And I'm curious to see in the beginning who takes the center of the stage, or center of the cage, because both these dudes like to come forward. And like, you know, Sean like really likes to, but Dricus does too. So, and neither one of these dudes, I don't think they fight as good going off their back foot. So we'll see. I'm going to pick Sean. I'm going to say he survives all the crazy stuff early and his cardio pulls through for him, but not super confident in it. You know what I mean? And I can't wait to just watch this as a fan. Hopefully I'm already up a ton of money and then just watch this as a fan, man. But Strickland's the pick though. And
there
still.
You go. Sounds like we're on the same page. Watch it as a fan. We're going to pick Strickland, but watch it as a fan. I get it. Mike, how about you? And real quick, though, Kiwi, dude, you're right. That's been driving me nuts when everybody's talking about the new nose all of a sudden being the biggest difference. And I'm like, yeah, maybe it is. But, like, come on, guys. If that's why you're picking a guy, get out of town. Get out of town. He got some work done on his nose, and that's why I'm picking him to win the fight. The silly guys. But, Mike, what do you got, brother?
Yeah, I'm on Dricus, which hurts a little bit because for me, it's like it just doesn't make any damn sense. Nothing about him makes any fucking sense. We thought this guy had no cardio. He comes out against Brad Tavares with whatever this nose situation was. And dude, I mean, I thought there was no way if we went to decision, Dricus was winning that fight. My guy threw landed 60 significant strikes in round 3, and he looked like he was dying. And he has looked better. He has looked improved. The grappling looks better than I honestly expected coming from him. We know the jiu-jitsu is good. And when have we seen Strickland kind of struggle? Guys who are explosive, who can catch him, right? The 2 times he's been knocked out. ZDS with that beautiful kick, and then you have Pereira with that left hook. Dricus is abnormal. He's abnormally athletic. He's extremely explosive. He's very, very powerful. Dude can hit like a train. If anyone can put Strickland out, I think it's Dricus. If anyone can club and sub Strickland, I think it's Dricus. Am I ready to say Dricus can win a decision here? Not really. I don't think I'm ready to go that far. But would it shock me? Not any more than Tavares winning that. I mean, than Dricus winning the Tavares one. Wouldn't shock me. Or beating Robert the way he did. Like Bobby Knuckles I have 2 favorite fighters in the UFC. Bobby Knuckles and Max. And I was impressed. He did Whitaker good. Apparently Whitaker was sick now. That seems to always happen when somebody loses, apparently. So
very convenient, isn't it?
Yeah. I love the guy, but it seems a little convenient, especially now that Dricus might win and become champion. He could just be like, oh, yeah, the champ finished me, but I was sick, so rematch. I see you, Bobby. But I got Dricus at plus 132 and plus 126. I played a unit on each one, so I got a 2-unit stake, win about 2.4, whatever it is. It's a mixture of the tape and my gut. So I went with the dog.
Fair enough, dude. I'm with you there. I mean, like, that makes sense. Like, if you,
that's what you see.
Gut feeling on Dricus is, so I got a buddy that.
Did you bet him?
Yeah, he said he bet him. Yep.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so I got this buddy, right? He's like a super casual MMA fan. Doesn't watch all the cards. He watches like some of the pay-per-views, whatever. But he's been high on Dricus for no reason other than he saw like one of his earlier fights in the UFC and was just like, yeah, that guy. And come time for the Whitaker fight, he doesn't do tape study. He doesn't even watch most of the fights. All of a sudden, he's like, dude, I got a huge bet on my guy Dricus. He's gonna get this done, lock 100%, dude. And I'm like, you're out of your mind, dude. Robert Whitaker's fantastic. And like, oh my gosh, he still has not let me live this down. And now he's doing the same thing. He's like, Dricus is going to beat Sean. He's going to beat him so easy. He's going to knock him out. Dricus by knockout all day. So like, part of me is kind of picking Sean for the simple fact that I just don't want him to be right again.
Gotta prove him wrong again. Then freaking Dricus wins.
Dude, Sean is so much cleaner and like just way cleaner, especially in the striking. It just,
dude. Whoever wins, though, at least it's still going to be fun at middleweight. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Because both of them are just all like, this is like a crazy UFC fight to have like two dudes. Like it was fun, like with like Herrera and Yuri, where you could tell they're just two alpha dogs, dudes staring at each other in the ring, and they're just like two giant dudes. I think it's a really good fight in any weight class of just two dudes that have good skills. They're both mentally tough. They're fucking top of their game, prime. It's gonna be such a fun fight to watch, man.
Fair enough. Okay, so TB's been at this for like almost 5 hours now. Brother, give me your take, and we'll take it on home after that.
Listen, man, it's still spicy. It doesn't matter the time, doesn't matter how long I've been going. You're gonna get my best effort here. Dricus du Plessis, baby. I've been his biggest hater all along, but sometimes you gotta learn from your mistakes. And that doesn't mean you overcorrect the steering wheel. I still don't even know if I was there for the Whitaker one. I didn't like bet Whitaker, but at the same time, I wasn't heavy on the du Plessis side, but something finally started hitting my gut. Like, this guy is just kind of different physically. Like, I know he looks like, I made a bunch of jokes about roller skates and he's walking forward with like the 1-2, but at the same time, he's a little bit smarter than he lets on in his game planning and his overall technique. That doesn't mean he doesn't look like an idiot when he executes it, but he's also got like the body of a 205er behind it. Need I remind you, like, Strickland has been packing on the muscle for this matchup, but the dude's a 170er, and that's where he came from. Robert Whitaker came from 170, faced the bigger, better athlete, got knocked out twice. Or, I'm sorry, lost by decision once, got knocked out the other time. It's a similar vibe for me. Strickland, finally finds the glory, whatever. But he's running around in the desert with Nina and going crazy at night, filming all of this podcast stuff, doing this and that and everything in his run as the UFC champ. And you listen to him talking, he just knows that this doesn't last forever. That's like kind of what he emphasized, that like nothing in his life has changed as the UFC champion, even though he kind of almost like, but it kind of has. Like, Nina would never be like gallivanting with this guy. So here's my thing. Ultimately, Dricus, like, how does the Philly shell work when the punch is just exploding through the shell and through into your face? The body kicks are landing, the leg kicks are landing. You don't have a full kneecap because of your motorcycle accident. You can't actually move the same way you used to. Like, you can't really walk the same way you used to, but you're supposed to be able to take on a physical freaking Dricus. I got a couple units on Dricky du Plessis.
Dude, there you go. We're split on this one, 2-2. I like it when we got like a nice split. It gives the audience something to talk about. Everybody's good. I like it. This is good. It's fun. Everybody gets something, right? We've got some wild stuff going on in the chat. So,
dude,
like,
what is happening?
I don't know.
I don't even know who they're talking about. Who is RIGO?
I've got no idea. It's getting wild down there.
Kick him
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
yo, block him or whatever it's called.
Am I
Oh, yeah.
Rigo? Is like what is happening? I'm definitely.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
hilarious. I don't know what was going on there.
Some animal abusing.
I don't know who
pedophile
Rigo
psychopath.
is.
Yeah,
I think we all need
know.
to know.
I'm not sure.
Maybe
I
this
think
is
I've
all the
seen-
dream.
I've seen someone named Rigo in Artem's chat before, so it must be like another user.
Where did all these people come from out of nowhere? It's 12 in the damn morning.
Scott is telling us that this guy's a problem, so he must know. He must know that this Mr. Pibb Extra is a problem.
He's being
Obviously,
extra.
Mr. Pibb Extra doesn't really understand that like Mr. Pibb's just kind of like a Dr. Pepper knockoff. So like, what are you
Yeah.
doing, brother? Come on.
But we made
Either
it.
way.
But we made it.
I mean, sure, Pibb's fine. It's whatever. It's what it is. But yeah, apparently our chat just got like blown up by everybody that all of a sudden came over from Pick'em MMA. So Pick'em MMA, you're the man. Where are we at? There we are. He's he was shouting us out. He's a big fan of Cody, so there's that. Look at that. I do like Pick'em MMA. Watch
Let's
the
go
videos.
pick
from time
him.
to
That's my
time.
dude. That's my
It's
dude.
a good dude. It's a good dude. He was putting out like over the time off, dude was putting out content like super fast. So like way in advance. He's got breakdown videos out for like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 cards down the road now, I think. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, dude was getting after it. So that's awesome.
Cool.
I definitely haven't seen all of those videos yet, but I'm gonna go after it. But guys, this has been a blast. We've had fun. We're going to go around and just give everybody a quick rundown on what you can do. Anybody that just came into the chat, oh, yeah, real quick. Cody's repping it right now. You can get one of my shirts, 138 MMA merch. It's awesome. You guys can you can get one. The link is in the description of this chat, of this live stream. I also put it way up in the chat. But you can do it. It's going to be fantastic. What you're going to want to do is get a shirt soon because there's a tournament going on that's going to start very soon. It's to win a copy of the World of Mixed Martial Arts 5 game. If you haven't played the game, go back, watch my live streams. I played the game there. It's fantastic. Go check it out. But you can get a free copy of that if you buy a shirt from 130mma.company.site or the link in the description of this video. If you get yourself one, we're good to go. It's going to be a great time. We got more people blowing up the chat. It's getting to be a mess. But all those that came here, go back, watch this live stream from the beginning. It's like 3 hours long. Things are getting crazy. I don't know what's going on. We're gonna there we go. Got rid of that guy. Hopefully it's loading.
It always
But either
blows
way,
my mind how many accounts trolls actually have to like go to. I bet you he
Dude.
comes in with the third one. I bet you.
I hope so. I really do. I almost hate that I have to like ban him because I kind of just want the crazy stuff in the chat. It's kind of funny, but like, you know, either way. But let's go around real quick. Let's go ahead, Cody, tell everybody where to find you. If they're on this channel watching this, they already know where to find you, but tell them anyway.
Yeah, Blood Money MMA bets at YouTube and on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll put out I'll put out my stuff all week. And be doing a show on Friday night. Well, I don't know what the fuck it's called now. Defend Your Units show. But we'll be doing that. But I'm sure we'll be getting you guys on there all year. It's on a different time instead of Saturday now. My brain ain't working no more, man. But yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. I've been wanting to come on this show for a long time, but I always worked. You know, I could have never do no Wednesday show. So appreciate you guys having me on, and just check out my stuff at Blood Money MMA.
Hey, dude, you know, you guys can find Cody on his channel, but you can also find him probably catching some Z's here in about 10 minutes. So don't miss out on that. Mike, where's everybody going to find you, brother?
Hugh Walnuts, brother bought a UFC hat.
That's his third account. Just don't even acknowledge it.
Anyways, what was it? What was that, Tyler? I was distracted.
It's
tell us where to
definitely
find
his third account. Just don't even acknowledge. Just keep.
Yeah. I'm also very tired. If you guys couldn't tell, but Couch Warrior Pod on YouTube, on Twitter. That's where you'll find me. I've got my Discord links up on Twitter and on YouTube. It's 100% free, but that's where I put my bets first. That's where I put my handwritten notes. That's the only place you'll find those. My handwriting's terrible, but hopefully the information is useful. And we talk fights in there. We have like 10 different servers, whatever they're called, for all the regionals. We do everything. Pull up. It's a good time. And yeah, I had a stream yesterday. Went live with Clint from Die Hard MMA. If you want to check that out, you should do that. It was a good time. Clint's one of my favorite people in the space. And then I'll have my shorts coming out tomorrow, my YouTube shorts, my 1-minute breakdowns for every single fight. Normally it's on Wednesdays. Today we had our show that happened to be almost 3 damn hours long. So it's going to be tomorrow that I drop them, but it'll be out tomorrow. If you like the shorter form stuff, I talk fast, try to fit as much as I can in there. Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Tyler, for coming on with us. Thank you to my co-host, Tyler. Appreciate you guys.
Great. Oh, also, hey, he didn't mention this, but the Couch Warrior happened to have a fantastic interview that he did with Connor Matthews. If you haven't watched that video, you're out of your mind. That's fantastic. That interview is great. Connor Matthews tells some good stories. It was a really good one.
He's a dope dude.
I don't know. What's that?
He's a dope guy.
Yeah, he seems like a dope guy. So go watch that one. Definitely go watch that interview that he did. It's on the Couch Warrior podcast channel. It's wonderful. But yeah, TB, tell everybody where they can find you.
There's one place. It's Chronic Combat Conversations. It's every Wednesday, 8 p.m. EST. Best bets, best guests, always free picks. Quite frankly, I'm not guaranteeing I'll make you money, but I'll guarantee a damn good time every Wednesday for at least an hour and a half to 2 hours. And you know what? Use my information, use my education, use my fantastic nicknames, and make your own damn bets. You're an adult. But let's have a good time breaking down some fights. And don't blame anybody else when your money goes wrong. There's only one person to look at in the mirror, and that's you. However, we're working with some very intelligent people. Be sure to listen and not keep your head buried in the sand because you're going to miss some good information. So I appreciate all the guys we came on with tonight. I know I sound a little brash, hard-headed sometimes, but you got to spice it up a little.
You definitely do.
You got to spice it up a little, I'm telling you. Otherwise, life's not as fun. This is not the same TB that started the show 4 years ago, so I've grown with you guys. I've grown with everyone. Cody is like the nicest, best guy in the game, and the only reason I talk crap is because I know the dude's like up 100 more units than me in the past year. So I know if you go back and actually compare the tracked record, you're going to find out that I'm the clown throwing stones at the big dog at the top. So we're just having a good time, having fun, and I know all you guys appreciate it. So hope to catch you guys again soon.
While we're talking about interviews real quick, I do have another one coming up next week. Angel Pacheco, me and him will be talking.
Oh, nice.
Very hyped for that one. If you guys have any questions you want to hear me ask him, hit me up on Twitter, Couch Warrior Pod. And if it's a normal question and not something insane, I'll ask him because there's a lot to talk about. I'm hyped to ask him about the Contender Series fight and all that. So check that out.
Yeah, that's cool. That's definitely
unique. Hell yeah, brother. TB, that's the reason I brought you on is for that spunky attitude. So I love it. That's what we wanted. We need that little spark, that little fire. So that's why I reached out to you. It's fantastic time. So thanks, guys. It's been like 3 hours on this live stream. We've been having a good time. I've been loving it. The chat's been great. This video has been brought to you by the good supporters in Jeff Pelton, Kiwi Brew, and Pink Floyd. You've all been fantastic. I don't know what some of those, like Jeff Pelton dropping it down in the good old USD. The others, I'm assuming are, I'm probably close to whatever the number says. But either way, you guys are fantastic people. I appreciate you all. I'm going to end the stream right now because it's been almost 3 hours. I don't want it to hit 3 hours because that's just ridiculous. So thank you guys. I will see you down the road.
Let's